Alright, I'm back. I'm back, and cool. It's fixed. Awesome. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Woo, 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 woo. What are we doing? The true history of humanity revealed. Oh no. The history of mankind as it is written in books is wrong? Yeah, I already know from the music that this is gonna be stressful. Shit! They blew up a nuke in Egypt. Okay. Bets are open. I'm betting aliens. And aliens and like Earth magnetic magic. That's what I'm betting on.
Hello world. Many of you have followed the film Great Pyramid K 2019 in French. The French version was released on YouTube on December 4th, 2019. Here finally is in the English version. I owe a very special thanks to my team co-producer, Mr. Benoit Brard, Mrs. Olsavilla and Mrs. Faté Marion, who accompanied me in the producing this film. I would like
is
to
this conspiracy theory shit? I hope so.
Scott for translating the film.
If this is some actual archaeology, I love Egypt and archaeology, but
is due to all donors for their support and for their kind message. Their name figure in the end credit of the film.
I want to see aliens.
Since the film was released, several public debates with French historians and archaeologists have aired on the internet, in which I developed various key subjects in more depth and detail.
Oh shit, he's a debate bro.
The production of Great Pyramid K 2019 film cost a lot of time and money. 6 years every day with a very small team. I did not receive any outside financial assistance. I financed the entire production with my co-producer. So, I decided to create a crowdfunding.
Okay, buddy. You're getting Donawald.
Here is Egypt, Cairo, and the Giza Plateau with 3 large pyramids, those of Khufu, Khafre, and Menkaure. The pyramid of Khufu was covered with white limestone, which is completely missing today. There are smaller pyramids called satellites, temples of which only ruins remain, and sanctuary tombs called mastabas. And below, the monumental statue of the Sphinx and the Valley Temple. Inside the Great Pyramid, there are 2 corridors, tunnels, one chamber 30 meters underground, a room in the middle called the Queen's Chamber, an upper room called the King's Chamber, a large inclined gallery, and 4 shafts which cross the pyramid. But what is exceptional and out of the ordinary? You are at the foot of the pyramid to take a photo. Stop for a moment to think a little. Imagine pushing and pulling a stone this size with 50 other people. Then imagine doing this with a second stone, then a third. You will have to raise them to a height of 5 meters, then 10, then 20, 40, 80, 120 meters. There are 2,300,000 waiting for you like this that will need to be transported and hoisted. It's dizzying. You look to the top, then to the bottom, and you start to reflect. Immediately the thought comes to mind, the Egyptians were crazy.
Uh-huh.
You then learn that a block of granite weighs 70 tons, the weight of 3 loaded tractor-trailer trucks. Then you learn that inside there are 1,500 tons of granite that came from 900 kilometers away. A kind of dizziness takes you. You've only just begun to consider the difficulty, and you are forced to humbly recognize that the mystery of the pyramids is not exaggerated. Here are the theories. For Egyptologists, it was the Egyptians who built the pyramid, period. They achieved the following feats. They raised and leveled a hill to place the pyramid and 100 mastabas. From the beginning of the plateau to the end, 250 meters, the base of the pyramids is perfectly horizontal to within 21 millimeters.
Yep,
They dug an
comes.
80-meter-long tunnel that descends to a depth of 80 meters into the rock, which is 1.1 meters wide by 1 meter high, with an error of only 1 centimeter from beginning to end. Here is a tunnel of our time. They cut and transported around 130 blocks of granite.
Dude! It's a fucking mine shaft. It's not a tunnel of our time. It's a mine shaft. They don't give a shit about making the walls smooth. This is so dumb.
They cut and transported around 130 blocks of granite weighing 12 to 70 tons from Aswan, and they raised them 80 meters high. The pyramid is not built with 4 sides, but with 8 sides in a concave abathum. The pyramid is oriented to the north with an error of 0.05 degrees. According to Egyptologists, the
smoothing tech has
construction
been
lasted
lost,
about 20 years, meaning one block was cut and transported and installed every 3 minutes. It is impossible to pass a sheet of...
Wait.
According to Egyptologists, the
I'm gonna need to
construction
fact check
lasted
this
about
shit.
20 years, meaning one block...
Okay. Calculator. Let's see. So, 20 years. 20 times 365 days. 7,300 days. Times 24. 175,200 hours. Times 60. 10,512,000 minutes. That's... Then we... Wait. Let's scrap those calculations. Let's assume they are only working 12 hours a day. So go back to 7,300 days times 12 times 60. That's one block... More than one block per 3 minutes. Anyways.
was cut and transported and installed every 3 minutes. It is impossible to pass a sheet of paper between the blocks. How does one explain that these blocks weighing several tons were cut with such precision? This was the copper era, and logically the construction had to be carried out with a copper chisel and a stone ball. This is the academic's theory. Let's continue with other prowesses in precision. The downward tunnel forms an angle of 26.2 degrees. This angle is identical in the ascending corridor. A student's protractor does not display the 0.2 of a degree, but the most impressive remains to come with the South Underground Tunnel and the well shaft 30 meters underground. At first glance, they are ordinary tunnels. The entrance is 79 centimeters high and ends 16 meters further with a difference of only 5 centimeters. It's 75 centimeters wide at one end and 76 centimeters at the other end, a difference of 1 centimeter. an almost
This wall
perfectly straight
smoothing
line.
technology.
How does one build this tunnel with such precision underground?
Is
The Egyptians
absolutely
went even
befuddling.
further in their exploits. The well shaft starts near the underground chamber, rises almost vertically 10 meters, to then continue 26 meters with an angle of 45
nam, nam,
degrees,
nam time.
with perfect dimensions,
Hey, that's light.
68 by 68 centimeters. Georges
Yeah, but
Goyon
the real
thinks
curious thing is, why did they leave ugly 3D models of people inside those shafts?
that the well shaft was dug by thieves from the bottom to the top, shortly after the funeral. So then thieves would have taken the time to dig a perfectly straight tunnel? Gilles Dormion believes, on the contrary, that the tunnel was built by the original builders and that it was dug from the top down. The notches for placing the feet are much too small for a worker to be able to stand a long time without a rope, digging above his head. To dig these 3 tunnels and the underground chamber, you must solve 4 problems.
They used the
You need
template.
light, a solution for making precise measurements, and hard tools for digging, correct working conditions, and above all, a solution for removing the carbon dioxide. The biggest problem is indeed the CO2. When a worker works, he exhales CO2. This CO2 accumulates at the bottom. After 1 hour, there are 15 centimeters, 2 hours later, 30. It is assured death if he does not go out at once. If this CO2 is not removed, it remains there for several weeks. Here, I will demonstrate how the CO2 flows in the gallery. It stays at the bottom. So, I take a gas that has the same density as CO2. It has the
PP
property
gas.
of being
Look, actually it's PPP gas.
colored, allowing it to be seen, but it's a gas, so we see through it. And so now we move away a little bit, and I'm going to pour the CO2 here in this jar, and we'll see what happens. And we see that the gas that represents CO2 remains at the bottom of this crystallizer.
Oh, this is a jar.
And that also shows that O2, oxygen, will also fall by gravity to the bottom of the tunnel.
CO2 isn't even the deadly stuff.
In
it's
other
all the other
words,
shit.
we
I mean,
could
you
not
can
dig-
you can die of CO2 poisoning, like having, oh yeah, like radon and other shit, but that's more long term as well. Like the radon emitted by granite, that'll kill you, but that'll kill you slowly, no? But I get the point of, like, if you're sitting in a tight tunnel and working and whatnot, you're gonna suffocate on CO2 if it's not properly aerated. But this is not the right example to show for that. Damn sure glad they got a professor to explain this. Yeah, it's so fucking dumb. What's this? This is a movie called Great Pyramid K 2019 by director Femi Krasniki. And I'm pretty sure at some point, and we're just waiting for that point, I'm pretty sure at some point they're going to start talking about aliens. That's all I'm waiting for. CO2 won't be enough to kill you when there's all that other space. Yeah. And like what he's showing, that CO2 is heavier than air, means it can't actually fill in the tunnel they were showing, right? Because it'll, even if there's very little airflow, it'll flow out the end. This example is dumb because it's a fucking bowl. Of course something heavy stays in the bowl. Anyways.
The tunnel, with my assumption, from the bottom up, because the oxygen would not go up.
Oh, it's not false though, considering they're in the basement. So that's actually true. Without proper aeration, the basement would fill with CO2. That's actually a fair point. Like, proper airflow is a problem in modern mine shafts. That's not insane. The pyramids are spaceships that landed here. Every year it's a different species of alien building the pyramids. We don't yet know if it's an ancient alien theory. We don't yet know what the theory is. Right now they're still in the phase where they're saying that Egyptologists know fuck all, and that they're wrong about everything they know.
A worker will exhale 40 grams of CO2 in 1 hour. And chemistry explains that 40 grams of CO2 are fixed by 100 grams.
The bets are open as to what the fuck is going to be the actual meme of this video. There's going to be a meme. There has to be a meme, but we don't know what it's going to be.
Of limestone.
Almost 4 hours. I'm going to sleep in 30 minutes.
Is 100
we're not going to watch it
limestone.
entirely. Don't worry. Egyptlets.
In this experiment, I want to show that CO2, which is in the atmosphere of this beaker, is fixed by limestone, that is, limestone chalk. I put a little powder here in the water, which is there, which I will shake in a moment. This is just a level that allows you to see if there is CO2 consumption in the air. So I set the level to 0, and here we go. I put the chalk in. And now when I agitate, we will look at the index here. We see that the index shows that there is CO2 which is fixed by limestone.
Oh shit. So they actually had a CO2 filtration
Limestone
method.
has the property of fixing CO2 when it is wet. And that's a rather simple explanation because there is water present, or we can bring it. And then the limestone, which was excavated, is raised to the surface with the CO2 which was fixed to it. Suppose they solved, one doesn't know how, the problem of light, the tool to measure precisely, and the hard tool for digging, that they have found the way to evacuate the CO2. The problem remains that it is technically impossible to dig towards the bottom. It would take an arm 2 meters long to reach the bottom. If one can provide some theories on the construction of the pyramids and on the way the stones were raised to 80 and 140 meters, here there is no explanation. We're totally in the dark, and it doesn't stop there.
I need to see that again.
Here is the part due we're to 8 if bottom. The problem remains that it is technically impossible.
This is this is like that meme with the headache, and then the fucking entire body becomes red in the last one. Oh no! Hence aliens. Imagine if you could also just for a second. Imagine you're in a tunnel, and instead of like crawling down like this, you actually go down with your head downwards, so your arms are in front of you, and then you can actually dig like in front of you. Imagine that technology. I know maybe ancient Egyptians did not have that technology. Obviously, only aliens could explain to human beings that you need to reach in this tunnel, you need to go in face down and probably have like a rope attached to your legs so people can pull you back up or something. Huh. Interesting, huh? It seems like we were about to get some product dropped.
To dig towards the bottom. It would take an arm 2 meters long to reach the bottom. If one can provide some theories on the construction of the pyramids and on the way the stones were raised to 80 and 140 meters, here there is no explanation.
Maybe they had chimpanzees digging.
We're totally in the dark, and it doesn't stop there. Here is the Parc Dieu Tower in Lyon, nicknamed the Crayon. A tower that ends with a pyramid on top. The last floor is 144 meters high, equivalent to the height of Khufu Pyramid. The two shafts of the middle chamber arrive 80.72 meters for one and 80.73 meters for the other, an error of 1 centimeter over a total distance of 100 meters. How did the Egyptians achieve such precision? With this? The official theory says that these 4 shafts...
With this? She says in a dismissive voice. Ugh, those tools? Disgusting. And you'd have a rope, and they'd probably have a device out of wood to lessen the effective angle so you're more horizontal. True. Well, maybe not, because they managed to dig the tunnels very straight, with a very small margin of error, so I don't know. Gibbons have the longest arms relative to body size of any primate. The F1 drivers of the canopy world, they can swing over distance of 10 meters or more. Nice.
Conduits to guide the soul of the king. For others, they are air shafts, or star target shafts, or even shafts to fill with water. Okay, but these shafts are sealed shut, and those in the middle chamber were sealed on both sides until 1872. Yet Egyptologists insist. In 2013, at the edge of the Red Sea, a papyrus was discovered. Merer's Papyrus, the captain's diary, which dates from the time of Khufu. It is the oldest papyrus ever discovered. A documentary film was produced and broadcast on television. This film is an interpretation, fictional, and far from being scientific reality. In the film, in theory, the workers quarry the block with copper pickaxes. In truth, the extras in the film detach the stone with steel pickaxes. With copper pickaxes, it would require 10 years of effort for this block to come off. Finally, they detach a 3-ton block. In this papyrus, there is no mention of the size of the stone transported by mirror. It could weigh 10 kilograms or 10 tons. 3 tons is a very small stone in Egypt. The boat, reconstructed with care and fidelity, almost sank with the block. Even removing 1 ton, the boat struggled to bear the weight. It risked capsizing at any time.
Fictional and far from scientific
How do you transport this stone, which weighs 10 tons, from the original quarry site?
Obviously, the people who made this documentary know very, very well how to make something fictional and far from scientific reality.
With which boat?
They are experts.
Later, the film shows 40 men struggling to pull the stone weighing 2 tons from the port to the site. How then did they get the granite stone from the king's chamber, which weighs 70 tons, and lift it 50 meters high? The only ancient testimony about the construction of the pyramid is that of Herodotus, who was born 2,000 years later. Herodotus heard this story told by the Egyptian priests in Memphis during his trip to Egypt. Herodotus explains that the stones were hoisted with cranes. Thus, many Egyptologists offer their theories based on the story of Herodotus. And since the blocks are very heavy, the most logical solutions are ramps and cranes. Dozens of models of ramps. Each Egyptologist invents a ramp. Here is the spiral ramp of George Goyon, the ramp of Borchardt, and Jean-Pierre Adams' ramp. The problem is that among all these theories, none has been tested in real life. That is to say, for example, not even a simple trial of hoisting at least 2 stones 10 meters high. Besides, one still doesn't know where the quarry that supplied the interior stones is located. From there, or there. In a documentary, the architect Jean-Pierre Houdin, in collaboration with Dassault Systems Laboratories, develops a theory, and like so many others, still offers a ramp. Here, the ramp is as monumental as the pyramid itself. This ramp is copied in the Hollywood film 10,000 BC. Hollywood also adds mammoths. One sees nasty Egyptians mistreating mammoths, pulling blocks of stones. Of course, no traces of mammoths or of the ramp were ever found. The ramp alone is a monumental work, whose dismantling should have left traces. This site, as seen by Jean-Pierre Houdin, would require hundreds of thousands of workers. In his 3D animation of the documentary, one can see that the Egyptians are struggling to hoist and lay the stones every 3 minutes. And there are other inconsistencies in this theory. 600 men pull a 60-ton block of granite, the equivalent of 100 kilograms per person. 50 kilograms per person is more realistic, therefore 1,200 men would be necessary to pull this block. Otherwise, the workers would collapse. And if indeed they can transport a 60-ton block, how would they do with this 360-ton block of Aswan granite? How many people are needed?
So I had a friend who was really into conspiracy theories. His theory was that you could actually... He'd watched a video about it, so it's like a very... He knows everything about this. Apparently, you know how there's magnetic waves around the Earth? There's points of energy, there's ley lines of energy. So, like, geomancers could magnetize the stones and float them from the quarry to the temples they're building, by the way. No, not aliens. I'm talking about wizards, okay? Who needs aliens when you have wizards?
7,200 men? Jean-Pierre Adam, another Egyptologist, takes the absurdity even further. These are the oxen who pulled the stone block, and I suppose this monolith too. This is just the base of the statue of Ramses. The theories imply one must also bring this monolith from the other side of the Nile, 200 kilometers.
To be fair, I mean, okay, as much as this movie is probably going to be like really ridiculous, continued being really ridiculous, not aliens, you moron, I'm talking serious wizardry here. I heard that shit too. We lost our superpowers to move big stones, yeah. All these wrong Egyptologists are French. Coincidence? It's not a coincidence. France, because Napoleon invaded Egypt, France has been leading Egyptology as an academic effort, traditionally speaking, at least. That, like, if you go to the Louvre, half the fucking Louvre is a bunch of stolen Egyptian shit. No, I think the French just love being wrong. Okay, sure. No, you know, to be fair, just to like put things into perspective, Egyptologists don't know how the fuck they moved like 360-ton blocks. Those are actual mysteries, and it's perfectly fine to wonder about how the fuck they were moved. No theories we have right now makes sense. The Louvre even has a pyramid. It does. Oh, and friendly reminder, anyone who tells you colonialism doesn't exist anymore, friendly reminder that when Egypt asks France for its artifacts and historical things back, France replies to Egypt, "Oh, but we will take better care of them than you would, so we should keep them."
Kilometers away. With which boat? And as if 360 tons is not
Pyramids are only a mystery because we put the French on it. Oh no. They were just built different.
enough, there is also the Aswan obelisk, 1,200 tons of granite, which awaits them. Here's the kind of crane and how many it would take to lift it. According to Jean-Pierre Adam, it would take 12,000 men or 8,000 to 9,000 oxen.
Put the fucking Benny Hill music, dude.
It is no longer fiction, but science fiction, or a cartoon, however you like. Personally, I prefer the theory of the aliens who would have transported them thanks to their superior technology. The Egyptologists
Wait a
reassure
second.
us with a
They don't actually believe in the aliens? They just made fun of the alien theory. Oh no. Well, what is going to be their theory then? I mean, are they wrong? When is the last time someone cleaned the pyramids? They're sandy and shit.
dubious explanation. After all the hard work to cut this obelisk, the workers realized that it was too heavy and it was cracked, so they just left it. Well, 1,200 tons of granite is still not enough. We come to the Pyramid of Menkaure, whose exterior was covered with the staggering quantity of 103,000 tons of granite. Just printing millions of books showing workers dragging stones does not mean that it is a scientific reality or the truth. There is a problem with the granite. In 1920, the Egyptologist Engelbach published a book on the Aswan obelisk. Finding no trace of pickaxe or chisel on the obelisk, he theorized that the dolerite balls that were all around were the tools used. Egyptologists have since approved and adopted this idea. Egyptologists have a lot of humor and finesse. Whenever they find an object next to a monument, they claim that it is the tool used to create it.
Gold landed
What would
here.
have to say if they had found a spoon?
This is actually a 3-hour and 30-minute diss track about the Egyptologists. They don't have a theory. They're not going to have a single. They don't give a shit. This is just a shit on Egyptologists. I feel like that's all this is going to be.
Without having too much knowledge in physics, we know that two materials with the same property will repel each other. When you hit granite, the dolerite ball bounces. So, if you were wondering what type of tool was able to carve such a big obelisk in granite, well, I have the answer for all of you little curious minds. Here are the tools. Listen, it seemed absurd to me too when I was told that, but the tools they used were only balls of a stone called dolerite, which form, my God, it is hot, which form naturally in the region. They weigh on average 5 kilos. And the method is relatively simple. You take a ball, you hit like a lunatic on the granite, and you see what happens. Following experiments, it was estimated that it was possible to wear away 5 millimeters of the surface of the granite in 1 hour. That's enough to tell you that you must have good arms, and especially a lot of patience. Okay, I'll give you a little demo, because after all, it is not very complicated.
Alright, to be fair, the dolerite ball thing doesn't seem as like a very good theory.
So, to be completely honest, well, this is not my first try. There, I did it 10 seconds to show you. But I have already come here. I have already tried for a longer time. I am not entirely convinced by the tools.
2 times, yeah.
Because we're here just having fun, tapping. We see after 10 strokes we have just scratched the granite. But the thing is that with this ball, they did that behind. 40 meters long and 1,200 tons. Voila! Granite is one of the hardest stones on Earth. 7 out of 10 on the Mohs scale of mineral hardness. Nowadays, granite is only cut using a diamond tooth saw cooled with water and in a straight line. In official documentaries, we are shown experiments where granite is cut with a copper saw and sand. They managed to cut in a straight line and take out a cylindrical core. Everything can be explained with words, but how do you cut this gabbro vase, a material even harder than granite, in 3500 BC? Or this trachyandesite vase? No fewer than 35,000 vases like these have been found in Saqqara. How in 1800 BC does one achieve these curves in a statue of Semisret, made of migmatite, stone of hardness 7, or that of the statue of Menkor and her princesses, in greywacke, which is harder than granite, and this nice vase only 3 millimeters thick, or the famous Sabu disc made of schist? What is this extraordinary tool that cuts
Made of
granite out of
schist.
butter? Or maybe 4,500 years ago, granite was soft like clay. These observations pose fundamental problems. We are told that the limestone rafters are vaulted to distribute weight. Why they
7 out of 10 would demolish with my balls. The problem is that if you drop it, they would roll away. Round is a bad shape for a tool. Absolutely, yeah. Round is a really dumb shape for a tool. Also, check DM. Oh, yeah, that actually makes sense, yeah. Or earlier when we were talking to the tunnel, like a wooden frame to hold the shoulders, yeah. And that would be open to allow them to work. Absolutely, with the ropes to hold them back there, yeah.
is the ceiling of the underground chamber, not vaulted. However, it must support all this rock mass in addition to the pyramid itself. Is that science? In the absence of a rational and
Is that
coherent explanation,
science?
today we have all kinds of theories, ranging from perplexing to surreal, and still without proof. This is the case with this documentary and many others. The documentary suggests that either extraterrestrials built the pyramids, or a lost civilization, the Atlanteans, or both together, hand in hand. The Atlanteans lived on
Uba.
Earth and had assimilated great technological knowledge.
Fucking mages. I knew it. I knew we were gonna... Okay, I actually called aliens earlier, to be fair. I wasn't expecting wizards.
Following abrupt climate change or a natural disaster, they and Atlantis disappeared 10,000 years ago without a trace. In short, the only traces they left were the pyramids. Then the Egyptians arrived, found them very beautiful, and decided to maintain them. This is what Graham Hancock and many others think.
Their civilization was not a development, it was a legacy. They came to Egypt and they brought the gifts of civilization. Is her nipple
A
out?
very logical
No.
theory, since to cut
It's not.
granite,
She's
you
just
need a
wearing a
machine
very,
like
very,
this,
very
which
thin
means you need
bikini.
electricity, a power plant, steel machinery, engineers, schools, and universities. In short, 5,000 years of technical and scientific evolution. Concerning the construction of the pyramids, they do not advance any scientific explanation. They unanimously agree these are not tombs. According to them, the Atlanteans or some other unknown ancient builders cut these stones with machines and then built whatever they wanted. Then they left these machines to the Egyptians, who used them to make statues and to
Egyptians
engrave
had
battles,
mage
marriages,
4.5K
births, etc.
years ago,
in
and we still
hieroglyphics.
don't have it.
Finally, the Egyptians destroyed all these
True.
tools without leaving a trace. After building the pyramids, the Atlanteans entrusted cleaning and maintenance to the Egyptians. Some believe that the pyramid was a hydraulic instrument, but we do not know for what purpose. For others, the pyramid is a receiver-transmitter to connect with other worlds in the universe, and the sarcophagus a device to lengthen life. Lie down in the sarcophagus a few hours and recharge yourself for 100 more years. For Chris Dunn, the Pyramid of Khufu is an energy plant using waves and magnetic resonances, anti-gravitational systems, affirmations supported with numerous conferences, presentations, and trips throughout the world. In this nebulous realm, the artists also have their say, further thickening the mystery. But the aliens and the Atlanteans left no traces or materials. No iron, no steel, no crystal,
This
no
is the
plastic,
Rock of
no metals or
Pazchan.
composite materials. Only stones. Strange, isn't it? We are still waiting to see the aliens on the evening news of the major channels filmed in
We could have pyramids in chat right now. How are we supposed to bury Dash properly? True.
HD. At present, there is
Wardenclyffe
no
Tower.
evidence of ultra-developed civilization.
Yo, conspiracy theorists love Tesla. Like the Tesla towers and Tesla's inventions and everything. If you listen to some people, Tesla like invented cold fusion, and it's been kept away from us because of like big energy and some kind of conspiracy.
Or aliens before the Egyptians. In short, an incredible mixture. We are lost in confusion. One more for the road. If we divide the width of the pyramid by half the height, we get pi, 3.14. The golden ratio and pi are also found in the King's Chamber. The facts are there, and anyone can verify them on site or with official documents. These two figures and many others are universal constants. Universal constants are the insurmountable borders of our reality, kind of like the rules of a game. Officially, pi was discovered by
Kinda like
Archimedes around
football.
287 BC. It's just a coincidence, cry Egyptologists. It's intentional, insists Jacques Grimaud. Rainer Stadelman found a pyramidion in Dakor, which measures 100 centimeters high. The Egyptologists are unanimous. It is by chance there too. The metric unit was found in the Great Pyramid, especially in the upper chamber. In 1952, Dr. Funk Hellett published a proposal that the Great Pyramid, which had an upper chamber...
Dr. Funk Hellett? Oh, shit. Tesla was a cool-ass dude. One more for the road, yeah. As Pharaoh, I demand a small pyramid for my body when I'm eventually banned by J.B. Pratt.
Which was a double square on the floor, had a perimeter of 60 cubits, or 10 times the number pi, in meters. This is the first time the metric unit was proposed as a measure used by the Egyptians in addition to the royal cubit. Everyone is in total agreement. No horse, wood was scarce, no wheel, no iron, no math. To sum it up, Egypt was in the post-primitive stage. Humans just came out of the Stone Age, and they started building phenomenal pyramids with mathematical properties. Not one, but 100. Complex pyramids with no credible explanation for their construction. Gigantic granite obelisks in one piece with hieroglyphics perfectly engraved. Imposing temples, complexly designed walls, breathtaking pottery made of diorite, basalt, granite, impossible to cut with the most sophisticated machines. Monumental statues
if you
in
build
granite,
a sphere, it has
quartz,
mathematical
shale, the hardest
properties too.
materials, high-level mathematics and geometry, as if by chance. So, who built them, and how? Egyptians, aliens, Atlanteans, aliens in cooperation with humans? Is there a linear and gradual evolution of humanity, or a zigzag? Who wins the grand prize? One question, two answers. How do you build a pyramid? If you know how, you know who. When we look for the truth, sometimes we take a big detour, and in the end we realize that it was right next door. Instead of looking to the heavens, staring at the stars and imagining aliens, we just had to look down, right under our feet, on the ground. This is what Joseph Davidovich did.
Here, just look at the ground and the face of this guy appears inside the ground. The mole people, lizards, aliens build all round things, and the area can be calculated with pi aliens. I just love that. It's like, look at the ground and you'll find the answer, and the face of this fucking guy appears.
Looked mineralogist and Egyptologist. In fact, it is a matter of chemistry and minerals. Here is a simple wooden mold. We mix flaky limestone with white clay called kaolin. Caustic soda is dissolved in water. We mix everything together with a little water. This gives a kind of paste. We pour it into the mold. A few hours later, the paste begins to harden. The minerals bind together thanks to the chemical reaction, which after 30 days gives a real white stone, hard as the covering stones of the pyramid. It is the first concrete of humanity. Today, concrete is a common material, ordinary, but at that time this mixture was noble and expensive. Sodium carbonate comes from Natron, a region of Egypt, hence the symbol in chemistry of sodium Na for natron. Burnt lime is made by heating limestone. When you mix the burnt lime with the sodium carbonate, caustic soda is produced. Kaolin clay is naturally present in limestone in Egypt. This clay limestone is abundant. There are millions of cubic meters. The components are mixed with water and poured into wooden molds. This is how the Egyptians made all the stones. Joseph Davidovich made this discovery in 1989. At the time, he assumed that the stones were molded and poured on site and not cut. He called this process geopolymer. The principle is the same as that of concrete today. Modern cement is made of clay heated at 1,450 degrees.
First off, this is way more boring and realistic than what I was expecting. I wanted a real juicy conspiracy theory. And secondly, if this is true, how come we never heard of it? Can't you like really easily check the chemical composition of the blocks surrounding the pyramids? That seems like really easy. You just scrape a bit off, and if it's the same chemical composition as this thing, then you got it. It's that, right?
Celsius mixed with water and gravel, producing concrete.
I'm
the
beginning
ancients
to
used
believe
natron and burnt lime instead of
Big
modern
Granny
cement.
is keeping
This
it
mixture of
from
natron,
us.
burnt lime, clay, and limestone at room temperature and in the open air gives the
starting
same
to
result
see
as
the
modern
Matrix.
concrete. This is geopolymer concrete. The proof is everywhere, in thousands of examples.
The proof is
rhomboid pyramid
everywhere.
seems to come out of a mold. The quality of the concrete is excellent. Davidovich interprets the texts of the Colossi of Memnon differently from the official interpretation. He thinks they mean the concrete was mixed like dough, not the poetic version. They were made like bread, full of love. Indeed, the material is a very complex chemical mixture of silicious paste. Joseph Davidovich's theory was refuted and relegated to the background for lack of scientific evidence. Years later, he brought the evidence with chemical analyses. Even with very detailed analyses, the chemical difference between a poured stone, artificial, and a natural stone is almost imperceptible. The result is the same, and it is for this reason that geologists saw nothing. He continued the debate, but Egyptologists are still not convinced, or rather, they don't want to be convinced. In 2006, the Egyptian government made an official statement: the stones are not concrete. Case officially closed. But a simple statement cannot physically transform the pyramid from concrete to cut stones. Davidovich provides paleomagnetic analysis results. Every stone in nature at the time of its formation is magnetized by the Earth. That is, each stone has a north, like a compass. All the stones of the pyramid have the same magnetic north, not random. These are chemical analyses carried out under a microscope by Davidovich. Evidence, but they are not enough to convince the public. Do we have other, more convincing evidence?
I mean, this is if this is true, those are good arguments. Those are actually really good arguments.
Evidence apart from chemical and X-ray analyses?
So here is a natural stone found everywhere in nature, and here is a piece of wood. In nature, we always find the wood that grows next to the stone. And here is the proof. And here is a stone that I poured with the formula of Joseph Davidovich.
What? What?
And before the stone dried, I inserted a piece of wood, and this piece of wood, it will stay stuck indefinitely. In the pyramid of Meidum, 70 kilometers below the Giza Plateau and the Great Pyramid, in the heart of the pyramid, there is a stone weighing around 2 tons. And inside this stone, there is a piece of wood which it is embedded for eternity. This piece of wood has been there for 4,500 years.
But maybe the Egyptians simply dug a hole and inlaid the beam.
No, it is not possible because the stone perfectly meets the beam. Between the stone and the wood, there is no mortar. Between the stone and the piece of wood, there is no space, not even to insert a pin.
Of course, you
Not
shouldn't
even
just
to
rely on
insert a
photos.
peen. Maybe he just has a really big peen. Has he thought about that? Maybe a small peen could enter. Maybe the Egyptians were just so big-brained to orient all the stones the same way, the mathematical purity. Yeah, they actually tested the magnetic alignment of every single stone. This seems like such simple shit to actually prove. Yeah, you're memeing that I'm beginning to believe, but I'm actually getting convinced here.
We went to the Meidum Pyramid. The history
This is
of
actually
Egypt
really
hangs on this
plausible.
beam.
This makes a lot of sense. Yo, this... Oh. This thing looks kind of like coom. Like if someone just coomed all over this rock. Pick of Tally studying. Oh. If you would build a huge fuck-off grave for yourself, you would not want the feng shui to be messed up, yeah. Ow, this could be so fucking fake too. This like documentary. Wow. Like, how do we know where those video clips come from? That's the kind of shit you have to think about. But yeah, the wood stuck in concrete is an interesting one.
Anyone
Stop
can go
showing
there, see
us
it,
the
and touch
fucking-
it.
When you know how to pour a stone like concrete, you will do a second, a third, you will do tens, 100,000, million of blocks, and in so doing you can build a whole pyramid.
The huge stones of the Pyramid of Khafre are made on site with limestone concrete poured into long molds. It is inconceivable to transport this stone. Do you know how many stones of this size there are? Hundreds. It is unimaginable that they were transported and cut. They were cast as well. In the Temple of the Valley of Khafre, there are limestone blocks weighing 300 to 400 tons. The Menkaure Pyramid Chamber is made of a single block weighing about 600 tons. One can clearly see the location of the construction beams, left when the concrete was still fresh. By the way, what is this piece of wood doing in the stone? And the most prodigious of all is the wall surrounding the Pyramid of Khafre. This wall is a perfect 90-degree square, made of single blocks weighing 500 to 1,000 tons or more. It is 8 meters high, 6 meters wide, and 60 meters long. Two solutions. Either the Egyptians cut the hill, but then one needs to show how it was possible to cut a hill to a height of 8 meters. Or the wall is simply poured concrete. This brings us back to Meidum. If the Egyptians were able to build a pyramid with concrete, it is
Like
therefore
little
logical that they could
popsicles.
pour a large wall, like all the other buildings in Egypt.
I have
Joseph
to admit,
Davidovich,
this
helped
is...
by 10 participants, poured 4 blocks weighing 2 tons in 2 weeks. When you have a malleable material that hardens quickly, you can make what you want with it.
This is
Pyramids,
actually really
temples,
plausible.
Statues, obelisks,
It just
sarcophagus, or
depends on
vases.
the chemical
Indeed,
memes,
it is simple.
if they're
You
true.
must understand that to build a pyramid 140 meters high, you need a stone
If what they said is true about the chemical composition and the magnetic alignment of the crystals inside the stones, etc., that this has to be the best theory we have.
On the ground with a minimum resistance of 15 megapascals. The ABCs of engineering and architecture. This block has a resistance of 25 to 40 megapascals. So scientifically, this stone can support 500 identical blocks without collapsing. The pyramid being 140 meters high, there is more than enough resistance. After many trials and experiments, the Egyptians had acquired the technique they used for the first pyramid of Djoser, built 180 years earlier.
So this movie isn't about aliens or
the construction
Atlanteans.
Of the pyramid started
Sadly,
4 years
no.
ago.
But I'm still watching because we're learning stuff. But this is not what I wanted, what I expected, rather. I genuinely expected so much bullshit.
The mold for the first cornerstone is in place. Arranged in Indian file, in African file, the workers pass the buckets one after the other, from the mixing tank to the mold. They pour the white concrete and about 30 minutes later the mold is filled. Today we call this process formwork construction.
I mean, you still have like 2 hours left, so this is making too much sense too soon. Who knows, yeah. Who knows where this is going after that, after the concrete phase.
Let's go back a few years. A little further, when the Egyptians settled on the banks of the Nile. Long before they discovered a numbering system. They started from the simple principle of 1 to 10 by counting their fingers. Then they counted their toes, plus 10, and thereby appropriated the numbering system of 10 by 10 by 10. It is the same system that we use today. After language, numbering is the second thing humanity learned, long before writing. The numbering system by 10 is for humans the first gateway to scientific understanding of the environment. It is a kind of bridge between the primitive mind and intelligence.
Special effects.
The Egyptians observed that the year is made of 365 days plus 1. They cut it into 3 seasons, 4 months each, for a total of 12 months. The seasons were called flood, germination, and harvest.
Time-traveling Tesla gave them the concrete recipe. I would love that.
Over the years, they observed a strange phenomenon. Each year in summer, on a specific day, July 14th, a star, the brightest, rose with the sun, and a few minutes later, it disappeared into the light. The same day, the Nile flooded the fields. The floods were fertile, essential to life, to produce food. Egyptians deified this star and called it Sopdet, or Septi. It was the star that announced the floods of the Nile. Today, we call it Sirius. This phenomenon is called the Heliacal Rising of Sirius. It was the first day of the Egyptian year, followed by 5 holidays. The Nile brought the essential silt for the crops. It is for this reason that this star was sacred to them. The land was flooded for 3 to 4 consecutive months. Work in the fields stopped, and during this time the Egyptians went up into the hills to be on dry land. Well, it was the start of 3 months of vacation. And it was like that year after year for thousands of years. This episode is hidden and is not explained by Egyptologists. They don't speak at all about floods of the Nile. An innocent mind immediately wonders, but what did they do for 3 or 4 months if they couldn't cultivate the fields?
They need to clickbait. They need to bait us into watching this shit. Is anyone else getting weird jumping on Twitch streams? Hello, Nam. Hey, FBI agent, how are you doing? Is the weird jumping on Twitch streams? You can change quality from auto. Is usually fixes it. You could also go watch on the YouTube restream. It works. They'll be more delayed though.
3 to 4 months of vacation. Observe, measure, and note everything. As soon as the Nile returned to its bed, a big problem had arisen. Field limits had disappeared. It was then necessary to retrace the limits of the fields of each peasant and start sowing as soon as possible. And they had to be traced correctly to avoid disputes. Therefore, the Egyptians began to draw straight lines, rectangles, squares, diagonals, circles, and triangles with strings and sticks. Everything was noted on papyrus. It was the beginning of geometry. They understood a fundamental function of nature. Everything is divided or assembled in small equal units. This observation will serve them throughout their discoveries. They also needed a unit of measure to properly demarcate the plots. Geometry is good, but after all, you must measure the lines.
You're giving me lecture vibes by watching this at 2 times speed, PTSD. I'm so sorry. This was hidden. Wait, is this a conspiracy from Big Egypt? Well, yeah, Big Egypt apparently said that the concrete theory was wrong.
They considered the king's foot. The length of the king's foot could be used as a standard. This standard would be multiplied and distributed throughout the kingdom. They considered the feet, arms, legs, and elbows of the king, but there was a problem. This unit was not fixed. There would be no problem during his reign, but all the kings were not the same size. The next king would surely want to use his foot or his elbow out of pride. In the hills, waiting for the retreat of the Nile, the Egyptians thought and looked for a solution to the problem. This unit of measurement would have to have a fixed length in time, if possible, never change. They observed the size of different plants, fruits, seeds, any object in nature. But all these objects did not have a constant size. For example, if we water a seed well, the following year its size will have changed. And over long distances, small differences quickly became significant. Then, they had the idea to measure water. Yes,
Bonger's
fresh water
seething
from
right
the
now.
Nile.
Yep.
They measured one drop and then another. They were all the same size. From the lower Nile to the upper Nile, the drops were the same size. They noticed that the size of the water drop did not change year after year. It's wonderful.
This is not how drops work. No, you can make bigger drops and smaller drops. This doesn't make much sense. Come on. I think no Egyptian king had a big penis. Otherwise, we all know what the measuring unit would have been. Hey.
The Egyptians found a unique unit. The diameter of the drop of water on a waterproof surface, like granite or alabaster, is constant. It measures 1 centimeter. Today, an incredible video in which you will dive into the heart...
No! No, I don't believe this. I don't believe this.
...of the first stage of the Serapeum project.
This is not true.
Oola, 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 oola.
Oola, 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 oola.
So this is the stop M on the diagram. I don't know if the Egyptians knew the meter or not. I don't know at all. You even checked the measurement? You measured it 2 times? I double every measure every time. Okay, so 1 meter. 1.000 meters. Precisely 1 meter measured by laser twice in a row. They named this small unit the royal finger. 10 drops of water or 10 royal fingers equals 1 royal hand. 100 drops of water, so 100 royal fingers or 10 royal hands equals 1 royal leg.
There has to be something to this,
Centuries
maybe.
later, these discoveries were taken out of secret coffers and renamed. The royal finger was called the centimeter. The royal hand, the decimeter. And the royal leg, the meter. They were presented as recent discoveries, and the French appropriated them, made in France. The diameter of the drop of fresh water measures what is now called 1 centimeter. Water is a universal constant. The size of the drop of fresh water will never change for thousands of millions of years.
Yeah, the store's about 1,000 dongs that way.
Yes,
1
the universal
megadong.
unit, the meter, was not invented in 1780, but it was discovered by the Egyptians millennia ago. The meter is a universal unit because it is measured on water. Water is the only material that is stable. All other materials or objects are difficult to measure, or else they vary over time. The architecture of the entire universe is constructed with this unit. Using the meter, this immutable unit, were defined the 6 fundamental units of physics and chemistry today.
Oh, I guess this makes sense.
Amperes, Celsius, moles, candelas,
French
seconds,
appropriated.
and kilograms.
This does seem like a
So,
very French thing to do,
everything.
yeah.
Now that the Egyptians had
All
discovered
this
the
with the
meter,
power
they
of
could trace the plots
megadongs.
without a problem. With the meter, they measured
Kilodongs.
everything and recorded everything.
Hey, remember when this movie was about telling that Egyptologists were so fucking dumb for imagining pulleys and levers for the rocks? Look what this guy has right next to him. He's got a fucking small lever. The meter is the most dramatic part here. Yeah, seems over-exaggerated. I mean, what they're trying to establish here is an explanation as to why the Egyptians had a metric system, right? Pterodong. Amongst the cervixes of this world, mine is known as the pterodong. Oh god. Look, a little coom break in all this Egyptology. I already talked about like having sex with the girl and touching her cervix. It's a scary sensation. It's not a. It like makes you wonder if you're gonna hurt her. Wait, metric system is invented by the French, no? Officially, yeah. Officially, by I mean like Western history, yeah. Officially, I don't think Egyptologists recognize that Egypt has that the ancient Egypt used the metric system. But if this is if the stuff they're saying is true about how a lot of the different measurements in the Egyptian constructions were basically metric, then then obviously they used the metric system. This water drop stuff needs a ton of proof. It would be easy. Okay, let's reproduce it. It's easily reproducible. We can fact check this right away. Okay. I'm gonna go get some water. All right, so I have my water in my cup, and now I need a surface. Let's just use this. Up. I mean, in the sense that they used it, you can't just hypothesize that they did. There has to be proof. Well, the proof would be them using the proof would be using the fucking like metric. Surface was specific. No, they said that a surface that's impermeable to water, like granite. And then they showed it done on a table. So I'm assuming. Wait, I need something to measure. Where's my measuring tape? Crap. I don't actually know where it is. Look at all of Neyman's things on the table. Don't look. Do not. I forbid you. Caca. Wait, where's the caca? There's no caca here. Okay, alternative solution. I see beer. Maybe. Maybe there's beer. Do not come. Do not. Okay, this phone is out of battery. I do not have a solution. Okay, I actually need... I need measuring tape. I'm so... Oh, fuck. I just got a splinter in my hand. I actually need a solution to this problem. I can't measure anything. Do you have any grid paper? No. No, I do not. I have a lighter. Yes, I do. I do actually have I do have a lighter. So many unwashed things on the dining table. Yes, I know. I need to do my dishes. Shit. Oh no, I didn't prepare for this. Oh. Found it. There it is. Use your royal finger. That's Monka TOS. My royal finger is for the ladies only, and the boys. But, you know, not you. Okay. So, I put a drop. Can you really even see it? It's here. Yeah, you can't actually see it. Put the fucking board on the table. Yeah, I'm gonna put my... Oh, there you see it. Now, the big question is... This is not a centimeter. There's no fucking way this is a centimeter. This is half a... This is not anything. This is literally nothing. You chucked it instead of letting it drop naturally. True. Actually true. I chucked it. You think that's the problem? That probably... Okay, let's say that's the problem. Let's try again. Wipe this off. Chucked drop. Invalid. Okay. Here. Look. Let's see. We pick up some water with the tip of the spoon. And it's not enough. Right? It doesn't want to... Oh, there it is. We had a non-chucked drop right there, and it's the same size as the previous one, by the way. Is it the surface, maybe? It could be the surface. It could be the surface is, like, too flat. Okay, I'm seeing a little bit over half a centimeter. I'm seeing 6 millimeters. The previous one was 6 millimeters as well. Try on a table. You know they use the table. True. Yeah, we can try on the table. Senpai, you're making me drip on that big weight. Uh-oh. All right. All right. Table time. Kino, we're doing science. Exactly. Bean flavored condom? What? I want to see that. Oh shit, I think it's a bit bigger. It's not a centimeter though. It's 7 millimeters. Okay, dude. I don't know about this. I'm gonna do one last test. Maybe it's the surface. Maybe it's the tool I'm using to pick up the water. Inferior Parisian water makes droplets. Yeah. More like cucklets. I'm gonna use a chopstick. Now this is a real drop. Oh boy, this is a big one. Wait, I have an idea. Okay, this one's actually 9 millimeters. Approximately. Yeah, this one's actually a centimeter. Okay, so maybe the way you always do the same drop is you take a stick of the same... Wait, no, but you don't have any way of measuring it. I mean, if you actually want to check, I think the first thing to see is if they produce consistent drops too. Oh yeah, I guess I need to make several drops with this as well. But it seems like the size of the drop depends on how deep I go with the stick in the water. So like this one's a centimeter. The previous one was a bit less than a centimeter, but like roughly a centimeter. Now, I guess it's the amount of water where like the drop falls off right away. Huh. I didn't dip it back in. I just saw there was still some water on it and I let it drip off. Yeah, this is pretty consistent. It's honestly pretty consistent. It's not perfect. It's not a... But it's pretty damn good. It's better than I expected after doing it with the spoons. So I guess if you're doing it with a stick, it works. It kind of does work. Can you find something other that's wooden, other than chopsticks? Can I find another wooden thing? I think those plastic chopsticks are all I have. Let me think about it for a second. Oh, wait. I have this, which is scented, like some kind of scented wood. Which, by the way, yeah, it smells really good. Anyways, it's not even like a round stick. I see a flashlight. There's no flashlights here. It's a centimeter. Now look, this isn't even round. It's like got a weird shape and all. Me when Neyman talked about StarCraft 2 and said we get him dropping water on this table. Dude, it's content. This is content, homie. As it's scented, isn't it also oiled? No. This is wood that naturally has a scent. It's not scented wood that was like given a scent. It's wood that naturally has a scent to it. Scientific content, yeah. Anyways. All Are we ready to accept that the Egyptians had a metric system based on drops of water? Woo, what? Never had heard of such a wood before. Sandalwood has that property. I don't know if this is sandalwood specifically. I don't remember what kind of wood it is. But yeah, sandalwood has that. Prove the earth is round. Uh-oh. That's fucking music. Let's go back to 1x speed for the music.
They took a disc with the diameter of a royal leg and wrapped a string around it. They unrolled the string and measured it. The parameter of the disc was 3 royal legs and 14 royal fingers, or 314 royal fingers. A disc with a diameter of 10 unrolled corresponded to 31 units and 4 subunits. A disc with a diameter of 1 corresponded to 3 units and to 14 subunits.
Coggers.
One number stood out each time. 314.
Be reminded of promising some StarCraft 2 content. Let's go back to 1x speed.
They thought this number was important.
No.
This figure is pi.
It was for the music, okay?
3.14. Egyptians knew pi with precision long before Archimedes.
I swear.
From this experience,
I like StarCraft,
they also
okay?
deduced the decimal system. They cut the disc into 6, measured it on the royal leg, the meter. They got the number 52 centimeters and 36 subunits, millimeters. They wrote it down and thought this was important. During their observations, they noted that the volume of a sphere represents 52.36% the volume of a cube.
Yo, the Egyptians are more Gucci than I thought, but I know how trustworthy is this video. Yeah, this is all... Okay, the Egyptians were really good with maths and geometry. That's something that Egyptologists have consensus on. That the Egyptians were actually really good at this stuff and had a really good understanding of it. What this video is positing that Egyptologists don't usually teach you is that they were using the metric system within all that. That's the new information added here, but that they understood the calculations between the perimeter and diameter of a circle and volumes of spheres and stuff like that, that actually is pretty reasonable. They had a good writing system, they had a good understanding of geometry and mathematics. Those were things that they were studying. They wrote it down and thought it was important, so the Egyptians were essentially first semester students. Yes. Look, when you're studying reality, aren't we all first semester students? Isn't that the lesson in this? Doesn't SGG write down what's important, like the Egyptians? What Big Egypt doesn't want you to know. Exactly.
Whenever the volume of the cube and the sphere increases proportionally, this number does not vary. In so doing, they discovered one of the most important universal constants, kept secret. The number 52.36.
What?
Twice in...
It's a secret? Who keeps it secret? Is someone gonna come and kill me now because I'm spreading the secret of 52.36? Is this... Since when is that a new royal constant? I don't know this enough. Oh no.
Volumes and forms, this number is everywhere. They conclude that this number is sacred.
I mean, important, yeah.
The Egyptians discovered the number 52.36, which is a universal constant like pi and phi. The number 52.36 is an important universal constant, more than pi and the golden ratio, since it connects 2D space with that of 3D.
Whoa.
Now, how does one incorporate this sacred number? They put a stick on the royal leg, the meter, which is divided into 100 units. They cut the stick so that it made 52
Epic
royal
music.
fingers and 36 subunits. The royal cubit was born. The royal cubit equals 52.36 drops of water, or 52.36 centimeters. From then on, all of Egypt would have as a standard a universal constant, the royal cubit. The Egyptian royal cubit as presented in museums,
More
28
important than
fingers
pi
or
because it
7
incorporates
palms,
2D
is
and 3D
incomprehensible.
space.
It
Hey,
is disguised
chill.
so that the people do not understand the origin of this cubit. It doesn't matter who disguised the cubit, but when you put it on a meter, it displays 52 centimeters, 30 millimeters, and 6/10 of a
Disguised.
millimeter. It becomes a universal constant. It takes
Universal
on all
standard
its
that's also
meaning.
a secret,
They
I know.
invented another measure, half the meter minus 5 millimeters, called the Babylonian royal cubit. They used these two standards, and the meter was deliberately hidden. It is for this reason
What?
that we find the meter everywhere in the Great Pyramid, since the royal cubit is graduated on the meter. Any other unit, the yard, the inch, the mile, the nautical mile, the pica, the foot, are all arbitrary or graduated on the meter. There is nothing universal or unchanging in nature that measures 1 inch, 1 yard, or a mile.
Oh my, okay, this like they managed to get really serious and interesting, but holy shit, this stuff actually is brain rot. I mean, this is how it's secret, so they do a bunch of scuffed qubits to keep it secret, but then they still use it in the pyramids. What kind of mental gymnastics is that? Like, Big Egypt wanted to hide the meter, so okay.
The whole number 8 is divided by pi.
What?
The result, 2.54, will be graduated to the meter. The imperial system unit is born.
Did you know the imperial system is actually the metric system, but with pi? Oh no. True and real. Based and pie-pilled, dude. Big Number was trying to hide.
Empirically, the Egyptians also discovered the golden ratio.
The fucking animations. Big Pyramid. The golden rectangle.
They reasoned thus, since the gods
Fractals.
use these sacred figures everywhere in nature, in order to remain connected to nature ourselves, we must integrate them into our buildings to do as the gods do.
Okay, you have to understand something about the people who go really, really deep into the fucking ratios and pi and the golden ratio and like 52.36 apparently and all this other shit. Is there are certain basic things in this world that are coherent. Okay, think about this. The spacing between train tracks across most of Europe is actually based indirectly. Wait, no, let's go in one step farther. The size of tanks in for most European countries is indirectly based on the average width of a horse. You'll tell me that's stupid. That makes no fucking sense. Well, actually, what happens is that the size of the biggest parts of your tank need to be transportable by train. Since we're talking, I'm specifically thinking like World War II. They need to be specifically transportable by train. At that point, the width of the tracks determines how big of a thing you can transport by train. The width of the tracks is based on I'm missing a few steps. I don't remember all of the steps, but basically the width of the tracks is based on something to do with carriages and stuff like that, and eventually you go back to the width of a horse. The size of a horse, the size of a human being, those are things that are basically determined by roughly by the living conditions on this planet. Very based monologue. Thank you. Nice storytelling. Thank you very much. Basically, what I'm saying is that you can find connections between numbers very, very easily because things built by humans, or even that have to do with living beings that live on the same planet within the same living conditions, all will be proportional and related to each other. None of that means anything in some like majestic, grand, magical way. It just means that we are fucking living beings that are living at a specific like oxygen level with a specific amount of food that we can consume that determines our sizes and our strength and what we can manipulate and affect. And all those things are proportional in like sensible ways that don't need any intention to intervene there. That's what I meant. There's no proof of intentionality just because there's a bunch of ratios between stuff, necessarily. The golden horse, what are you, some kind of heretic? Yes, that's great, but is it true? I swear, the fucking tanks being based on the size of carriages thing or indirectly being based on the size of carriages because of the sizes of trains is something I read about. Maybe it's false, but I read it and I remember it being a source I trusted back then. So take it as you will. You fact check it. Go ahead. Actually, I would love you to do that. Living beings, exactly. Neyman is just on copium because he was wrong about the water droplets. Ancient Egyptians 1, modern Frenchie 0. True. All these numbers are just consequences of themselves. The reason things like defined structure, constant, C, etc. are important is because of their relevance to physical theories. Absolutely, yeah. I wonder what the ancient Egyptian weed was like. Take huge gravity bong rips from the Nile and then do napkin math with the boys. Hells yeah. Sounds like an amazing time. Most of Europe, the Soviet anthem starts playing. Yeah, it's just that there's like different train tracks in different parts of Europe. They got harmonized at some point, but I don't care about it. What was the tank horse thing you referenced? Basically the fact that you can have the size of tanks in modern armies being determined by the size of carriages in ancient history, which were in their turn determined by the sizes of horses. And because in the meantime you have, do I have a link? No, it's something I read a long time ago. I don't have a link on hand, sadly. And the connecting factor there is the size of train tracks, or rather the spacing of train tracks being based on carriages, something like that. Are you telling me that the recurring exercise about the ratio of an A4 paper is just meaningless? Rip math applications. And math is useful. I'm not saying that. Plural of horses here. Neyman is American, French, or Polish, depending on his mood. That is true as well. Yeah, we can try to Google it after this. I want to watch more of this. Genius. So can't cite your references, principles. No.
The Egyptians will.
Hey, if this video doesn't need to cite its references, I don't. Okay, I don't need to while watching this video. Sounds like big horse propaganda. Hey, I would never dream of telling you to take ivermectin. No, that would be big horse propaganda. I would not tell you to take ivermectin.
The universal.
Actually, no, the big horse propaganda would be to tell you not to take ivermectin so that the horses have enough ivermectin for themselves. Don't take ivermectin, okay? Don't take ivermectin. Horses need their ivermectin, okay?
Constants
and I need
everywhere.
My horse sponsorship.
Pi, the golden ratio, the royal cubit, the whole panoply of sacred geometry with the meter. The Egyptians knew the Fibonacci sequence in the golden number thousands of years before him and called it the addition sequence. The Temple of Khafre, the Temple
I'm pretty sure that's like all this stuff is true. Like what I was saying about there being plenty of, like, Egyptians were pretty based in mathematics. They knew the Fibonacci sequence and stuff like that. I knew it. He's a horsist. He cooks Polish, makes love in French, and bombs people in American. I don't bomb people. I've never bombed anyone.
Akhenaten's palaces are built with the golden rectangle. Here is a parade of the Fibonacci sequence 3,700 years ago.
No, those are just rectangles. Those are just rectangles you're sticking on top of. You don't with a scale. Like, fuck. This is stupid. This is actually stupid. I always make eye plots with golden ratio. Golden ratio now is boring, just boring. Yeah. And to be fair, it's aesthetic. Based. You gonna finish this? I don't think so.
This is the truth, far from the image of the primitive
543 isn't golden ratio. I don't, yeah. Upside down 3. Wait, what songs included the Fibonacci sequence again? Some Tool song, no? I don't know. Oh, this walkthrough part we don't consider. Yeah. If you're looking for something, you'll find it somewhere and eventually everywhere. Yeah, that was my point. Yeah, if you're looking hard enough for a bunch of numbers, you're gonna find them everywhere. Exactly. If you search long enough, you can find patterns and everything. 2 hours and 45 minutes to go.
Stones and hitting stones together all day long.
Alright, time to speed it up.
The Egyptians thought that they could use water as a weight standard. They weighed a container of 10 royal fingers filled with water and then assigned a weight on a scale. Do you know how much it is?
1
Today,
kilogram, because they're using the metric system, according to you. Let's skip that part.
And the entrance, which is just behind, measures 4 royal cubits wide. And the length of this large Roman church is exactly 40 meters. On the Church of Conch, on one of the walls, there is a stone totally different from the others. It is a stone which is much larger, which you notice immediately when you arrive. And this stone is exactly 1 meter wide.
Holy shit, they're proving that the French use a meter. The ratios of the rectangles weren't even near golden ratio. Yeah.
Around 2650 BC,
that is not a pyramid. That's what Big Pyramid wants you to think.
Limestone, and
that was a French pyramid.
After a few days and looks like a natural stone. He improved the formula and built the first pyramid of Egypt, the
yes, I see it all now. Yeah.
Imhotep certainly used several concrete formulas. That's why we find stones of different compositions in this pyramid. With experience, the Egyptians built ever more beautiful and more captivating pyramids up to the reign of Khufu.
Press the stone and you'll open the secret Templar chamber.
We are now in 2560 BC. First, it is necessary to select the construction site. They examine the Giza plateau. Then, they measure the quantity of clay limestone. Depending on the volume of the limestone, they determine the size of the pyramid. Here in Giza, there is white and dark clay limestone. The plan is to make a pyramid with dark limestone for the interior and white limestone for the exterior. Above the present hill, there was soft clay limestone about 11 meters thick, which made a hill 30 meters high at the time. Here is how high the soft limestone wall was at the time. 11 meters of clay limestone represents approximately 7 to 8 million cubic meters, which is more than enough to build 3 pyramids with mastabas all around. The volume of the Great Pyramid is only 2.6 million cubic meters. That's what this represented seen from the side. It is almost imperceptible seen from far away. At the location of the tunnels and the underground chamber, there was a cavity about 30 meters. The place is chosen. It will be the Giza Plateau. Before starting the pyramid, the Egyptians established a model. Here are examples of models. A miniature limestone model of the apartments of the Hawara Pyramid. The construction of this monument absolutely required a careful preliminary plan. The architecture of the pyramid was determined based on a very precise and detailed plan. Everything that was thought of from the start was carried out and scrupulously respected. To build a pyramid, you must choose the shape of the triangle. The question is, what triangle? This is a triangle. This one too. There is a choice from 230,000 triangles and 110 million possibilities to make a pyramid. But the Egyptians chose only one.
No, there's not 230,000 triangles. There's an infinite amount of triangles you can make. Oh no. I copied a screenshot into GIMP to measure it, not close. Wait, no, none of those rectangles are fucking fake. It's a different golden ratio secret one. Yeah, it's the diamond ratio. In ancient Egyptian measurements, the real meter, yeah. Oh no. I feel like ancient mathematicians were much smarter than any modern mathematician could be because they had to work with basically nothing and figure out everything by themselves. I mean, ancient intellectuals probably because they did everything. To a certain extent, I don't think they were smarter, but they definitely had a lot more work. They had their work cut out for them. Basically, okay, let's put it this way. You needed to start discovering stuff much faster in ancient times than nowadays. Nowadays you like study for years and years and years before you can start doing research. Whereas back in the old days, you would study for a while and then, you know, discover shit because there was plenty of stuff to be discovered. And there's still plenty of stuff to be discovered. It's just you need a bunch of knowledge to build upon to start reaching into the unknown. And intelligence is relatively meaningless when it comes to ancient architecture. Intelligence is relatively meaningless in comparing. It depends what you mean by it, but yeah, standing on the shoulders of giants, yeah. I think it has more to do with the curriculum design than the amount of knowledge, honestly. Yeah, that's a fair remark as well. I imagine even in ancient times they figured out ways to like fill up the curriculums with reading a bunch of old texts and stuff. But with more limited knowledge, should be harder to discover? No, because the things that are to be discovered are lower hanging fruit as well. It's much easier to discover the stuff like the ratios, the pi ratios and stuff like that is much easier to discover than proving the fucking what's his name? Oh, I forgot that mathematical thing. The what was it, like a squared plus b squared equals c? No, not squared, is cubed, right? With integers. It was something with like integer math that no, not the Pythagorean theorem, the one with integers. Fermat's last theorem, yes, that one. Fermat's last theorem, like. First off, it took in the 17th century with, I think, or 18th century, I don't remember exactly when Fermat lived, for him to posit the theorem. He claimed he had a demonstration for it that no one ever saw, so it probably is integers, not integers. Okay. He probably either lied about having the demonstration for it, or he had one and it was wrong and he didn't know how it was wrong, because that theorem stood by itself as a hypothesis for hundreds of years until I think it's in the 2000s, in the early 2000s, some guy basically quit his job, shut himself in a room for like 4 years. Andrew Wiles, yeah, shut himself in a room for like 4, 5, 6 years. I don't remember how long exactly, and he shit out a fucking like 20-page super advanced mathematical demonstration of the theorem using cutting edge like techniques. Mistakes were found in it. He had to go back, revise it for a year or two, and then republish it, and then it was correct. And like it's something that you need to be like a PhD mathematician to understand. At least that's what I've been told. I never looked at it, but I'm pretty sure I was told it's like really, really advanced math. I would not say that the guy who's fucking around with pi is smarter than Andrew Wiles, because he has... And at the same time, I wouldn't say Andrew Wiles is smarter than the guy who's figuring out this really basic shit, because like you said, he's doing it with nothing to build on. They're both really impressive. That was what I was trying to get at. Yikes, correcting Neyman's pronunciation. That's a ban.
The only one, the perfect one. According to their sacred principles, they laid a base that measures 440 cubits. Then they divided the base by pi, or 140 cubits. That, multiplied by 2, equals 280 cubits. The result is the height of the pyramid. And the abathon divided by half the base equals 1.6.
I don't know.
The Egyptians absolutely wanted to integrate the constants pi and the golden ratio. The pyramid became sacred since it was built with the cubit, 52.36, the royal constant, and the meter. 4 universal constants were linked together in this building. There was no such thing as chance. 50 centimeters more or less, and pi disappeared from the pyramid. The Egyptologists would have been relieved. Phew, there is no pi. But no, the Egyptians did not make any mistake.
Phew,
they
there's
built the
no
pyramid
pi.
280 cubits high and 440 cubits wide.
No
The
pi.
pyramid is exceptionally precise, to within 1 centimeter, which shows the pi value very precisely. The Great Pyramid is the largest man-made expression.
Other similar results in things like graph theory with the 4-color problem couldn't be proven until computational techniques were used. Yeah, that's a good example as well, absolutely. Like, we have really, really complex and advanced tools for proving things nowadays, if we're talking about mathematics and anything, really.
Of pi and the golden ratio visible on Earth. Khufu's son Khafre chose another concept for his pyramid, that of the sacred triangle, 3, 4, 5, in symmetry, the Pythagorean triangle. By the way, it would seem that...
Oh! So that was the 3, 4, 5 Xenix bear. That's where they threw it in there in the middle of the golden rectangles for no fucking reason, pretending it's the same thing, but it's supposed to be this. Okay.
Pythagoras never existed. Here is the plan as it was drawn.
Pythagoras never
The large cavity was
existed.
fitted with limestone concrete to make the
Pythagoras is a conspiracy theory, by the way.
underground chamber. From the ground level to the underground chamber, the height is 56 cubits. From the floor to the middle chamber, the height is also 56 cubits. Then each space is cut in half and in quarters. The angle of the descending and ascending corridors is the diagonal of the two squares. From the underground chamber to the intersection, there are 161 cubits. From the intersection to the ascending corridor made with the same mold, there are also 161 cubits. The architect also planned the 3 plugs used to close the entrance and a secret well shaft to go out. The middle chamber is in the middle and coated with white limestone. The king's chamber is in red Aswan granite and on 5 levels. The 4 shafts, precise to the centimeter, target the sacred stars. The position of the sun ray at noon on July 14th, the day of Sirius's rising, determined the location of the king's chamber. Ray and the king were to be reunited in the chamber. The Egyptians divided the pyramid up like plots of fields, and in accordance with their principles, they integrated the sacred numbers into their monuments. From the construction of the underground chamber until the end of the construction, the Egyptians recorded the height measurements precisely and meticulously. These precise height readings, row by row, to the nearest centimeter, served them throughout construction. Once the plan was completed and the dimensions decided...
Wait, don't all triangles with a 90-degree angle follow the theorem? What the fuck are they talking about? Yeah, actually, all triangles with a 90-degree angle follow the theorem, but they're talking about the ratio between the... they're talking about the specific triangle you'll make if you respect the specific ratio. So, like... This... God, this is so scuffed. Okay, let's say that... This... let's just pretend it is. This is a right angle triangle. Let's do it better. Okay. So this is a right angle triangle, right? But the ratio between those two lengths is not the ratio between is not 3/4. But you can or wait, no, it was was it this? Yeah. Wait, 4/16. Yeah. But this is a unique triangle. Hasn't unlocked paint tech. Yeah, I know there's a triangle tool here. There you go. We're doing the documentary about pyramids now. Look at this. Look at the golden ratio. Dude, look at the ratios here. Holy shit. There's pi, and there's phi, and there's like a pizza pie here. Oh my fucking god. We're discovering the secrets of the gods here. Oh my god, it all makes sense. Holy shit, the ratios, they're everywhere. We're building the pyramids. Look. If we zoom out. Look, I'm doing it. I'm pyramiding so fucking hard right now. Oh my god. And look. In the pyramid, it's the eye of the Illuminati. The Illuminati is inside the pyramid. That's what the Egyptians are trying to tell us. That's what's going on. Where are the tunnels? Look, buddy. Well, Pythagoras didn't discover the theorem and probably never did much with mathematics anyways. I don't know about that. I don't know that. It doesn't really matter for what we're discussing, but yeah. It's all filled with CO2. Yeah. It's actually, it's all filled with CO2. We ignored them because they didn't fit the golden ratio. Dark triad. Yeah. Alright. Good. Neyman doesn't have 2-meter-long arms. That's why there's no tunnels.
They calculated the volumes. No. They had to determine if there was enough limestone on site to complete the Great Pyramid and the monuments around. The Egyptians knew that such a pyramid required 2.6 million cubic meters of limestone. Before starting such a monument, they had to make sure there was enough material to finish it, otherwise ending up with a truncated pyramid.
I can't actually do this.
Egyptians therefore knew how to calculate volume long before the Rind and Moscow papyrus, dating earlier than 1600 BC. You cannot make concrete without having standard measurements of volume and mass. Following careful field inspections, the volume was calculated before the work was started. Hemi-Uno further perfected the pyramid by converting it into a concave apothem. The drawing of the pyramid today is precisely
Hermione?
Nothing.
Oh no, the conspiracy goes deeper than we thought. Hermione was an ancient Egyptian. That's where the ancient Egyptian wizards were coming from. Harry Potter. Dude, it all makes sense. She even had the time turner, so she could go back in time and build the pyramids. That's the part that Rowling never wanted us to know about.
Hemi Uno further perfected the pyramid by converting it into a concave apothem. The drawing of the pyramid today is
Fucking
precisely the
Rowling
starting
got it
blueprint.
again.
Nothing, absolutely nothing was
Was she
changed during
Tesla?
construction. At the
Maybe
time of
she was
construction, the Nile
Tesla as
floods
well.
arrived at the foot of the hill. Water was essential for mixing and needed to be close at hand. It is for this reason that all the pyramids were built by the river. Making concrete and grinding
The
limestone
time
required a lot
turn
of
it was a pharaoh's relic. Yeah, the time turn was actually the Millennium Puzzle. That's actually Harry Potter and Yu-Gi-Oh happens in the same universe. It's all the same timeline. It's hard to tell, but it all makes sense once you think about it.
water, about 20% of the total volume. Here is what it represents in relation to the pyramid. 500,000 cubic meters. How does one raise all this water up from below? The Egyptians invented the screw pump, or so-called Archimedes screw. Some historians believe that this method was known in Babylon 400 years before Archimedes. It was known thousands of years earlier by the Egyptians. The Egyptians dug 3 passages about 10 meters wide. It is easy to dig in soft limestone. In order to route the water and send it to the other side, they installed wooden viaducts in these passages. The cavity was then filled with limestone concrete. The Egyptians had known the equinoxes for a long time. The date is April 13th, 2560 BC. The time 6 hours 3 minutes. The vernal equinox. The sun will rise in
Holy shit, they know at the holy shit, dude. Somehow the people who made this documentary know at the minute what's going on in ancient Egypt. It's 2560 BC, 6 a.m. and 3 fucking minutes. And they know exactly what's going on there. That's how deep it goes. The real truth is about the underground part of the pyramids. It's all an upside down Beyblade. Yeah. It's all an upside. Oh, nice. Nice one.
It's precisely east. A team is in place with sticks and ropes to be able to align with the sun. They await the first rays. The sun is rising.
Oh, this is how
3
they
or 4
do
Egyptians quickly arrange the
the
sticks and ropes.
star alignment thing. Okay.
5 minutes later, the sun
That
moves,
actually
but the
makes
first
sense.
4 sticks are aligned to the east. This configuration of 90 and 180 degrees is projected at the bottom of the cavity. The Egyptians had experience with this precision, which they had used in the fields at the banks of the Nile for hundreds of years.
No, this is actually very sensible, what they're showing
The
right
edges of
now.
the cavity are transformed into a shallow basin, where the limestone clay, natron, and lime are mixed. Once the mixture is obtained, they open the valves and let the concrete flow to the bottom of the cavity. Indeed, they fill these natural holes to then make the underground tunnels. Limestone concrete, once dried, takes on a natural rock appearance. That's why
I
geologists
think
hadn't
I
noticed.
think it's amazing
Most-
how scuffed this documentary is, and it still has some really interesting things, and I feel like we learned a lot. But at the same time, they say the most insane fucking stupid shit. But some of it is really, really smart and very sensible. Me making my way over the pyramid construction site. just casually walking towards the tunnel for my work day, you know? Just going to work, feeling cute, might delete later. Stop doing math! Numbers were not supposed to be given names. Years of counting, yet no real-world use found for going higher than your fingers. Want to go higher anyway for a laugh? We had a tool for that. It was called guessing. Yes, please, give me 0 of something. Please give me infinity of it. Statements dreamed up by the utterly deranged. Look at what mathematicians have been demanding your respect for all this time. With all the calculators and abacus we built for them. This is real math done by real mathematicians. Huh? 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 Hello, I would like... apples, please. They have played us for absolute fools. Neb's comforting me after I got the stone mixture wrong and the foreman yelled at me. This is so fucking good. Oh no.
piece of fire was found in the underground chamber. This explains why the concrete was made outdoors. The Egyptians brought back natron salt, sodium carbonate from Natron Valley, or from the surroundings, to make caustic soda. Lime was produced on site by heating limestone 100 meters from the site. It is July 14th, 2561 BC. Everything is ready. The Egyptians wait for the Nile floods to start. The site is divided into 4 teams. 100 workers are waiting near the screw pumps to draw the water up. The other teams are waiting by the pools to mix the materials, and just as many others are at the bottom of the cavity. Sirius rises. A few hours later, the Nile
The best
overflows and
lies
reaches
are
the foot of the hill.
based on some truth. That is true.
The workers begin to turn the screw pumps. The
What
water
are you
rises and
lying
flows
about
to the
if
other
you're saying
side.
something true?
They mix dark brown limestone with natron and lime. few moments later, they open the valves and the concrete pours from the edge of the bowl. The workers have already measured and set up the mold at the bottom of the bowl, which will create the south underground tunnel. The concrete just has to flow around it. They will use the same principle for the underground chamber. The mold has been put in place and the concrete was poured around and over it. Workers took less care for the walls of the underground chamber than for the top of the pyramid. This concrete contains much less water than that of the upper part of the pyramid. When the mold is removed quickly and it has not had time to dry, it gives this rough appearance. The Egyptians never dug underground chambers or corridors below the pyramids since it's impossible. They simply filled it in. May the archaeologist Mark Lerner rest assured, the workers did not suffer. They worked in the open air and in good conditions, as was the case for the unfinished pyramid of Djedefre. The cavity was then filled with limestone concrete. This explains the high precision of the south underground tunnel, the service tunnel, but also the sharp edges of the tunnel in this photo of Edgar Weiss in 1910. To validate this theory, one simply needs to take a sample of the walls of the underground and do a chemical analysis. The Egyptians used the same method to build the descending tunnel and the well shaft. They established a formwork structure like this, the diagonal of two squares, which gives an angle of 26.57 degrees, which will also be used for the tunnel. This same structure will be used 3 to 4 years later to make the ascending corridor and for the grand gallery. They continued the mold's construction of the well shaft simultaneously. The walls of the well shaft have support notches for workers' feet, so that they could come down and come out of the pyramid when it was complete 13 years later. Thus they arrived at the level of the cave known as the grotto. At this level, they left a cavity and a block of granite to plug the well shaft behind them. The workers poured the first blocks of the pyramid. The volume of the cavity is estimated at around 450,000 cubic meters. That is not much compared to the 2.6 million cubic meters remaining. The workers are now approaching the surface. A fourth passage is opened to speed up the work. The work is divided into 2 work sites. Some mix and others fill. In order to free up the space of the pyramid, the ground limestone is made into concrete and poured in the center. The land beneath the platform of the pyramid is fully graded. Filling the cavity took approximately 3 years based on calculated estimates. This technique of arranging natural cavities was used for all the pyramids. It is particularly evident in the pyramid of Midum. Follow the lines.
Follow the lines.
The cavity was fitted out with formwork molds and limestone concrete. The walls, the floor, and the ceiling were made by pouring concrete. It is easier to fill in than to dig and carve out a cave.
That is true. How is this still
At the beginning,
going?
they form a dozen African...
Because this is some good-ass content, homie. This is actually so fucking good. Honestly, I'm convinced by the semen theory. I think the pyramids are made of coom. Literally a bunch of semen molded into a giant pyramid. That's what makes the most sense to me now. Also, this is probably one of my favorite monkey gifs ever. I know it. Yeah. Oh, what a prankster. And the doggo's like, the doggo's pissed, but you can see the doggo's not like gonna hurt him. The doggo's like, just cut your fucking shit, you stupid monkey.
lines. A team digs the soft limestone and a team does the mixing. The other workers line up in African file to carry the buckets from hand to hand. Once the buckets are emptied, they return them in the same way. 260 men are needed for each bucket brigade. A real conveyor belt. The organization is precise and meticulous. They poured the slab of the pyramid 1 cubit east with recesses to pose the cornerstones. The floor is made with limestone and lots of water. The addition of water allows the soil to self-level perfectly. This explains the horizontal precision of the floor to the nearest 21 millimeters. No need for extraterrestrial technology. From the tunnel, they trace the perimeter of the pyramid with ropes and sticks.
Man, I wanted aliens. I'll say it again. I wanted aliens. I wanted wizards. We managed to find Hermione in ancient Egypt, but I expected better. Anyways, I'm gonna let it play and go get some water. No
At
mold
220
people
cubits,
either,
in the middle
yeah.
of the future south face of the pyramid, they put a picket 4 cubits inward. The workers realign themselves with respect to the new point in the center. The first segment of the apothem perimeter is done. They then line up 90 degrees with a wooden angle and do the same on the other side. Same for the other 2 sides. The perimeter of the future pyramid is now drawn, precise to the millimeter in apothem. It is a perimeter of 8 sides which is drawn on the ground with ropes. It is the future shape of the pyramid. Once the pyramid was completed, at each equinox, one sees the sides divided in half by a shadow. The equinoxes are visible to the naked eye tens of kilometers away. It is at this stage that the architect Hemione stops filling the center and continues with molded stones. From now on, construction is done with stones poured into the formwork molds. The molds for the cornerstones are graduated with a slope of 51.50 degrees.
Let's skip ahead a bit.
Stones. Common sense. The common sense of a butcher. A good, honorable man. Says if we mold materials like bricks, they will all have the same shape. There will only be one mold for all stones. Well, yes, it seems logical. It is common sense. Thank you. However, there are not 2 stones among the millions of stones of the Great Pyramid that have the same dimensions. They are all unique. The row heights are respected in the siding and approaching the siding, but not for the rest. They are all different.
Oh, this is like a debate review.
So why
between
do we give ourselves the difficulty to make millions of molds to make millions of stones? Although it was so simple to make row bricks and standardize the construction of the pyramids. to make it look like that's not how they did it. It makes it possible to say this affirmation is quackery. Common sense tells you it's so. You don't have to be an Egyptologist. You have provided arguments to justify the use of the word charlatan. This is your response. I find it convincing. But he does not say that all the stones of each and every row have an identical height. It is unimaginable that hundreds of thousands of stones from the second row, for example, were cut to the same height, to the nearest centimeter. No white massive stones were ever brought from Tura. The white limestone used for the facing stones was extracted in the surrounding area. Davidovit's analyses show that the composition of the Kufi stones does not contain Tura limestone. We compared the composition of natural limestone samples from quarries of Tura and Nadi with stones from the pyramid of Khufu, and we discovered a number of anomalies. First observation, the composition of the stones of the pyramids is much more complex than those of official quarry stones. Certain micro-constituents of these stones show traces of a fast chemical reaction that didn't allow them a natural crystallization. An inexplicable reaction if the stones were cut, but perfectly understandable if we admit that they were made like concrete. So that confirms the thesis defended for 30 years by the inventor of geopolymers, the French chemist, also an Egyptologist, Joseph Davidovits. One estimates that the construction of the pyramid required around 7,000 or 8,000 workers. They had to be
Sponsored by Joseph Davidovits, by the way.
fed and housed daily. 100 people oversaw taking care of these workers. The Greek historian Herodotus described the builders of the pyramids as slaves. This gave birth to a popular myth perpetuated by the sweeping epic films of the Hollywood studios of the 1960s. A site where hundreds of thousands of slaves would have worked is unthinkable. It would have required as many Egyptians to oversee them. If some still think that it was slaves who built the pyramids, it is because they are not up to date. All archaeologists and Egyptologists are categoric. There were no slaves in Egypt. In January 2010, Zaki Hawass discovered a series of tombs dating from the time of the construction of the pyramids. They are those of the workers buried near their pharaoh. They would never have been buried with so much honor if they had been slaves, he says. Skeletons were found in a fetal position, the head facing west and the feet eastward, according to tradition in ancient Egypt. It is the Era project under the direction of Dr. Mark Lerner which made it possible to discover the village workers. It was found 400 meters from the Sphinx. The dwellings could accommodate thousands of men. Archaeologists have found 100 seals bearing the names of
French
Khafre and Menkaure.
academics. I know,
Evidence
right?
suggests that these men regularly consumed meat and worked in 3-month periods.
This is known Reddit.
The whole kingdom was involved in the construction of the pyramid. It was
Yeah.
a national project. Workers came from all over the country. By boat to Giza, over 900 kilometers away. When they reached Giza, they were melted again and then poured into clay molds. To estimate the volume of granite to take away, the workers cut out this part of the quarry in the form of an obelisk, which was completely melted 1 week later and transported in cobblestone-sized pieces. Here, a ball of dolerite.
Melted?
The higher
What?
temperature. Destruction. There is no trace of friction or scratches on the walls. The dwellings could accommodate thousands of men.
What?
Archaeologists have found 100 seals bearing the names of Khafre and Menkaure. Evidence suggests that these men regularly consumed meat and worked in 3-month periods. The whole kingdom was involved in the construction of the pyramid. It was a national project. Workers came from all over the country. They now continue to fill the interior as well as the descending corridor simultaneously with the well shaft. This is the reason why we notice in the underground tunnel a part which is made in masonry stones, and part of the tunnel is made of natural limestone in perfect continuity. They start the ascending corridor. At this stage, 600,000 cubic meters of limestone concrete have been moved. Classic theory says that 3 granite plugs were stored in a large gallery to later be released and plug the entrance. The large gallery is very narrow. If the 3 granite plugs had been stored somewhere, it would have been a big problem for its construction. There is no trace of friction or scratches on the walls. In addition, the walls are not smooth, which does not facilitate sliding. Conversely, the traces of friction are found in a large gallery because of the cart. Blocks that descend as seen in animation cannot slide in real life. A photo taken in the 50s and 60s totally contradicts the fact that the 3 granite plugs were released from the large gallery. The 3 granite plugs were poured and then stored there next to the entrance. Yes, you heard right. Poured. Poured granite. Official theory says that the obelisk was carved out of the rock with dolerite balls, but that after the rock cracked, it was abandoned. I would like to keep the mystery of the granite a secret, but that would give the UFO and Atlantis theorists a hook to hang their hat on. To understand granite, you must touch it. You must try to break it to immediately feel its power. One can feel the fiery depths of the earth, the magma.
Feel the
Neutron mixed
fiery
with lime
depths of
gives
the
caustic
earth.
soda. Caustic soda mixed
Could
with
they
water
even
adds
get a
sand
high
heat to
enough
1000
temp to
degrees
melt the
Celsius. Produces
granite?
sodium soda, referred to
We're
as
gonna
liquid glass
see.
or water glass. They mix it with
Egyptians
potassium slate, obtained by the
can't
process.
melt
They poured
rock
the liquid into a
beams.
lens-shaped mold. 2 to 3 days later, they unmolded the
Yeah,
transparent
they
lens.
just use the
A lens
rocket
that focuses light
boosters
at
from
one
the
point,
alien
a
ships,
magnifying glass.
obviously.
The larger the lens, the higher the temperature. Everyone can make their own solar lens with the recipe. Have fun. With a 5-meter diameter lens, the temperature reaches 1,800 degrees to 2,000 degrees Celsius. The Egyptians have just discovered solar energy. Everything is melted. Nothing can resist. Granite literally melts.
Nothing
like
can
lava.
resist.
The Egyptians poured this lava into clay molds. And here is the famous statue of the 3rd dynasty, Huni, the grandfather of Khufu, in Aswan granite.
In theory, this is possible.
Vases harder than steel, like these in trachyandesite, dating from at least 3500 BC. Here is how the granite was extracted, and what happened with the
That
unfinished
would make
obelisk
a lot
in
of
Aswan.
sense, I guess, for the vases.
The workers in the Aswan quarry were responsible for extracting the granite in cobblestone-sized
No
pieces.
fucking way they
These
made
are
a
small pieces of
5-meter
30 to 40
glass
centimeters,
lens.
which were extracted from the molten granite with stone shovels.
Yeah, that requires some explanation. And also the fact that
Once cooled,
we
these
like
pieces were transported
never
by boat to
fucking
Giza,
found
over
it.
900 kilometers away.
Or
When they reached
traces
Giza,
of
they
it.
were melted again and then poured into clay molds. To estimate the volume of granite to take away, the workers cut out this part of the quarry in the form of an obelisk, which was completely melted 1 week later and transported in cobblestone-sized pieces. Here, a ball of dolerite fell in the granite in lava form, and it got stuck there for millennia. Nature does not do that. The melting of the granite was done from May to August. The traces of all the granite extractions are tilted. This corresponds to the best trajectory
Would
of the sun.
granite even
During these months,
solidify in the
its
same
intensity is
form as
strongest.
natural granite? Maybe. Certain rocks depend
The
on like
geologist of the tourist
pressure
group was
conditions,
surprised by the
but
absence of faults, fractures in natural
maybe
granite.
granite would. I don't know. I'm not a geologist.
This is natural, and it is normal, and there is nothing. There are no faults. How is it possible? This is normal, because the molten granite, once cooled, is like new, out of the ground. The workers melted the granite using the lens. Then they began to cut notches and holes in the granite while playing with the solar ray of the lens. Suddenly, the site was abandoned. This is how the Egyptians melted all kinds of stone: quartz, granite, schist, basalt.
I'd also say that if I was afraid that space Egyptians are watching me right now through their telescope on the dark side of the moon, I fucking hate documentaries like this now. They raise so many questions and answer so few. I just want to read fucking papers or interview an expert or something. Yeah. We would learn a lot more from reading a paper, but it would be
no luck. They
a
did
lot
not come
less
upon Pharaoh's
fun.
Earth. Otherwise, they would have discovered steel. Solar energy was fully deployed. Queen Hatshepsut in Karnak writes that her obelisk was completed in 7 months. This is entirely possible with the lens. The colossi of Memnon, weighing 1,800 tons each, were made with a mixture of quartz and molten granite. The Egyptians mined copper for thousands of years in the Sinai mines. Copper is a very soft material used to make pans that were used to make the silicate-making mixture. Why is there no evidence? Throughout its history, humanity has waged wars for energy. A forest, a field, a coast, a lake, its potential food, its energy. Throughout its existence, humanity has waged wars for energy. So, you have to imagine that such a discovery had to remain secret. It was passed on discreetly from generation to generation. Today, solar is the most accessible and cheapest energy. It is free. The evidence that the granite was cast with solar lenses could possibly be found in the archives of the Vatican, Paris, London, and Cairo.
I mean, okay. Apart from the difficulty of making the lens, is this really implausible? This whole thing seems to be, here's this thing that has been around for decades and is somewhat supported, but you never heard about, followed by baseless speculation to seem like they both have the same merit. The real alien was the sun all along. Feels okay, man. Yeah. Okay, the concrete thing was a lot more plausible. It makes a lot of sense. The concrete thing. Like, I'm sorry. This documentary actually convinced me on that. That is a very, very plausible theory. The lens thing, I guess it's really hard to imagine like how they made. But does the lens even need to be that precise? I can estimate how long it would take to melt granite with a 5-meter lens. How long would it then? My guess is that it takes fucking forever. Yeah, that's the other thing. How long could multiple smaller lenses focused together accomplish the same heating? I'm assuming that it's all about the surface of the lens. The total lens surface would be like linearly proportional to it. I could be wrong. I would assume that you would have air pockets and stuff with the molten stone. Well, there's techniques for air pockets. If you're melting, if you're dealing with something that's going to harden, like the most basic technique you can do to get rid of air pockets is like knocking on it while it's in the mold. Because I've all made you watch the knife guy videos, right? Kiwami Japan. Fuck, where is he? Oh yeah, there. And there's plenty of times where he has epoxy or something in a mold, and he uses vibrations or a bunch of other shit to get rid of the air bubbles. There's like a million fucking examples of him doing that. I think he leaves the... Oh no, he doesn't leave the air bubble. Does he? Okay, no, this... Fuck, I don't remember what... He just heats it here? Oh, no, never mind. He leaves the air bubbles in this one. There's others where he doesn't leave the air bubbles. That's... Yeah, this is 1-ton stones. Oh no, for the stones, I don't know. I was thinking about the statues still. They still haven't explained how the fuck they make the stones.
I put forward the theory different from that of Joseph Davidovitz. Egyptian concrete was done in another simpler way. The clay limestone was heated with the solar lenses at 1,300 degrees to 1,500 degrees Celsius. After cooling, it became cement, like modern Portland cement. It simply required mixing it with the limestone and water.
They just had a fucking...
Serious analysis.
Dude, actually... Actually, this... People think this was constructed recently. This was actually a photo taken in ancient Egypt. 3,000 years BC. This was what ancient Egypt looked like, by the way. I doubt some, yeah. The dude's just vibing, yeah.
Is needed to find if it is geopolymer or cement made using solar lenses.
To build the pyramid with cement and heat the clay at a temperature of 1,200 to 1,500 degrees Celsius, they used solar lenses. It took about 300,000 tons of sodium carbonate and 500,000 tons of lime to build the pyramid. Solar energy was also used in the baking of breads and for the preparation of meals, because otherwise thousands of palm trees would have had to be burnt to make lime, to power the bread ovens, and to cook the meals of thousands of workers. In 2 years, there would have been total deforestation and civil revolt. Wood was very precious because it was scarce, and the few palm forests provided some shade for crops. Cutting a palm tree was really the last thing to do. Without the discovery of solar energy, there would have been no pyramids. Egypt would not have arrived where it arrived. Thanks to solar energy, the Egyptians preserved nature. At night, the spectacle was extraordinary.
Okay, I actually watched a video about this, by the way. YouTube. Melting granite with solar lens.
Hello, I'm here to show the power of a Fresnel lens that was taken from a rear projection television.
The holy metric one stretched asshole.
The lens I have concentrates the light down to a point, which means it is extremely hot. So I have a rock on a stack of cinder blocks here. I'm going to demonstrate
Spy Neyman's YouTube account, what?
It melts the rock. So I'm going to put some protective glass. I have like 3 sunglasses on top of my regular sunglasses I'm going to put on. Better to have a welding helmet doing this, but here we go. So I'm gonna show you how. So right now the rock is not totally in the sun, so I'm gonna move it just slightly up.
So okay, it's already got a melted part on top there.
Right there. Okay. And then I'm going to focus.
Let's see how fast.
Light right on the rock, and you'll see how it just starts to melt. It's already been melting the rock, but it's gonna.
Obviously, the rock is already very hot, but it's melting pretty damn fast.
The rock is volcanic rock.
You need technology to make a Fresnel mirror. Yeah, obviously. You need like this is an advanced lens.
Exactly like hot lava, and then when it cools back down, it's like obsidian or dark glass. It's very interesting.
This is an advanced lens.
This is a demonstration of melting a rock with a Fresnel lens. You can see it's really starting to heat that up.
I'm assuming it is. It might not be.
You get in close there.
Now imagine how long it would take to melt 50 tons of that.
The light is just right on there.
It would be workable.
So
Also, this is some volcanic rock. I know how that compares to granite. Yeah.
You can see some of the areas that have cooled are almost like glass. Okay, well, so that's a demonstration of a Fresnel lens. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, I don't know. This 4-foot magnifying lens will melt concrete and nearly anything else, I guess.
In a previous project, I found a free TV and turned it into a giant solar scorcher. This shoots out a deadly beam of sunlight that's hot enough to abuse food, melt metal, and burn things you probably shouldn't. Today seemed like a good day to play with my solar scorcher. I positioned my frame and found the focal point, then added some concrete tiles as a base for my projects. Okay, I've got power, and I'll test it out with this piece of wood, and when the light makes contact, I've got instant fire. The sunlight at this spot is around 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit, enough to melt this spot of concrete into a glowing orange liquid. I'm curious to see what I can do with all this heat, so I filled a glass bottle with water, and I'll punch a hole in the cap. It's incredible to see that the instant I focus my lens on the bottle, it starts smoking. Just a few moments later, this water is so hot it's boiling, and I'm a little nervous the bottle might blow. Get some hot dogs, and when they reflect, if it doesn't burn as fast, and even my wife is interested. A little salt and pepper, and it's tempting to try a bite. Okay, so I wasn't actually expecting to eat this, but it looks safe enough just to try. A penny, and wow, it melted. Yep, they're nothing but liquid metal now, and I'm thinking that slag in the mixture must be what's left of the copper coating. It's only taking about 4 seconds to melt these, and melting metal is really great, but now I want to see something burst. I wonder what would happen to forming some.
No, he doesn't do raw. He doesn't do like granite tests for sure. No eye protection. Yeah. Wow. Advanced outdoors cooking. Wow. Put your hand there. Fire risk. Wow. Yeah. All right. Anyways. Okay, this doesn't have to be a Fresnel mirror in the lens in the ancient Egyptian setting, to be fair. Lenses are super advanced, but they might have had them? Question mark? Maybe? I feel like there would be traces of that, though. But I don't know.
The 3 granite blocks were poured on site and were stored next to the ascending tunnel.
Okay, let me just Google something. Another thing. Melting granite. Melting temperature of dry granite at ambient pressure is 1,215 to 1,260 degrees Celsius. So with a sun thingy, it's plausible. What if... Oh, it's strongly reduced in the presence of water, down to 650 degrees Celsius. Ooh. So with water, it melts faster. Interesting. And I want to see when it cools down. Does it still... That's only relevant for underground magma. Okay. Apparently when you melt granite and cool it rapidly, you just get something glass obsidian-like, though they would also need to slowly cool it back down. Yeah, that's what I wanted to see. All the water will evaporate in the air. Yeah. I wanted to see what it looks like when it cools back down. Notice yellow flames indicating plasma breakdown, which researchers seek to avoid. Right, this is a scuffed video. I want to see what it looks like when... But yeah, because it's going to make obsidian. Oh, if I melt granite, will it be granite when it cools? It would have the same overall chemical composition, but whether we would call it granite or not depends on how rapidly your melted material cooled. Granite forms when the molten material of the correct overall chemical composition cools slowly enough that relatively large crystals have time to form. If you cooled your molten material less slowly, the mineral crystals within it would be smaller, perhaps mostly very small, and you would have a rhyolite or perhaps a dacite instead of a granite. Cool it even more quickly, quench the molten material quite fast, and you would have a glassy material. Well, that makes that complicated. The Davidovits Institute has a super sketchy website. The paper they present is also all published in a journal that they own. Oh no. Hey Skits, how are you doing? Oh no. They came from America to build Easter Island. Oh no. The plot thickens. It's almost as thick as fucking granite. Anyways, this guy's theory is not the Davidovits theory. This guy's theory is fucking solar flares everywhere. Like an assembly line of solar arrays with decreasing intensity to slowly cool it down. Rotate the stones around so you get some even stones. Sounds very easy and plausible. I'm probably setting up something like that in the park nearby by tomorrow. Permanently done by next week or so. Yeah.
They arrived at the end of the corridor. The well shaft was also completed.
Oh, your Twitch Reddit link is so dead. That is old Reddit. With 3 members. Yeah, no, So someone made the Reddit for a meme, and because of that I had to add it. I never planned to make a Reddit. At least I never planned to make a Reddit when I'm a small channel. You can thank Kino for that.
The entrance to the pyramid is built with symbolic V-shaped chevrons.
Symbolic chevrons. Not any normal chevrons.
They build the horizontal corridor and then start the middle chamber. At the location of the shafts, they lay a trunk 20 by 20 centimeters, which will make the shaft towards the star Sirius. They lay the formwork molds and pour the blocks of white limestone walls.
Okay, dude. The subreddit seems more dead than my will to live, which already is an extremely low bar. Oh no. Are you okay, FBI agent? Do you need help? Found a source showing that multiple smaller Fresnel lens has the same effect as a big one. Seems pretty unreliable though. Okay. I'm thinking, honestly, we got fucking golden ratios and solar lenses. I think we're not gonna find anything better here. I'm sure there's plenty of memes in here, but I'm starting to get tired of it. We can keep it for some other time, maybe. The video, I mean. Probably not. I'll be honest with you. Because what I'm thinking of doing right now, honestly, is... I mean, literally 3 hours of this shit. I know, right? There's some really good memes in there, but yeah. I'm reaching my limits. I'm done with it. We're gonna be a video game stream now. We're gonna be a video game stream, but what video game is this gonna be? This is like browsing 4chan for good content. The concrete stuff was interesting, yeah. There's some issues with it, but there's issues with every single theory about how they built it, so yeah, it's interesting. Absolutely. Okay. Video games on Twitch, how brave of you, I know. COD Warzone, do you have Warzone? COD Warzone Battle Royale? I had it. I installed it once, and I played like once. Sure, there's some good shit, but how much shit you'll have to sift through. I enjoyed my stay. SGGL. Hopinar, you can stay for the video games too. You don't have to leave. Why does everyone leave me when I play video games? Do you play Civ? I wanted to, yeah. Okay, right now I'm hesitating between... Okay. It is for name. Yeah, it's brave for me. That's what it is. SGGL. Okay, I'm thinking. Originally, I was thinking StarCraft 2 or SCP. I could do also Baba Is You. What do I want to play? What do I want to play? I actually StarCraft 2 light the beacons. Uber Eats driver couldn't find my address, had to light the beacon. Look to the sky, follow the beacon. What? Oh my god, I see it. Oh god. Light the beacons. Baba. Do you have an epic Minecraft world? I used to, a long time ago. It's dead. I don't have it anymore. Man, I kind of want to play... Alright, let's play some StarCraft. It's been forever. You could showcase? I don't have it anymore. I would need to start up a Minecraft world and actually play Minecraft. Oh god, StarCraft, dude. I don't know if I'm mentally ready for this, honestly, though. My mental fortitude is at an all-time low. Honestly, I've been wondering, the medication I've been taking is, I'm not sure yet, but I feel like I enjoyed my stay. Fuck, everyone's leaving. I feel like it fucks with my short-term memory, and it kind of fucks with my cognition as well. No, I'm gonna play SCP. You're talking about this as if you're not just gonna just vibe there and build stuff like SimCity. True. Why do you have to take medication for what? I'm trying out medication for... So right now I'm on anxiety meds. So I'm like... I'm trying out medication for mental stuff, basically. I've been struggling with some personal things. What meds specifically? I don't remember the exact meds. I like looked them up to be aware of the side effects and stuff like that, but... And contraindications. Okay, we're actually gonna play SCP. That's what we're gonna play. I want to play SCP. I want to shit myself before going to sleep. I want to shit bricks. I want to shit bricks like the fucking... like the Egyptians. Where is it? SCP. Wait, it's not on... Wait, where the fuck did I install it? SCP? Oh, there it is. Is that the one you have to close your eyes? Yeah. The following DLLs were not found in the game. Fuck! The game... How did the game stop working? What happened? Come on. Oh, man. I was looking forward to playing it again. In the same way I was looking forward to, like, Eternal Suffering, but I was looking forward to it. Oh man, what happened? Try admin mode? Maybe. Okay, I ran some numbers, and with perfect efficiency, you could melt 2 tons of granite per day with that lens, but that's assuming a perfect lens and no heat loss, so still pretty dumb because one pyramid is over 5 million tons. Oof, yeah, that's a lot. And no, obviously you're assuming perfectly sunny days and so on and so forth. Dude, I thought it has to be in my Steam library, right? I had to have installed it through Steam. No, I didn't. I actually did not. The fuck? Where the fuck is my game? Did you visit your general physician or a psychologist? I went to see a psychiatrist, right? Yeah. I'm probably going to visit my psychologist for understanding my personality better and to understand what works for me because I have problems with focus. Yeah, the main reason I went is for a focus thing too. Basically, ever since I was a lot younger, I've been incapable of working on things by myself. Like my entire second half of my scholarity, I've been struggling with doing homework. I would very often not do my homework or copy it from people. I would skip days. I would not go to school on days when my homework was due, so I wouldn't have to give it in. Stuff like that, and I continue struggling with that as an adult. I can work very well in a work environment with other people, but I'm incapable of doing, like, I have passions, I have hobbies. I want to I want to work on, like, streaming stuff. I want to work on, I want to get back to doing music. There's plenty of stuff I want to do that requires me by myself to do things for myself without anyone to encourage me to work. So I decided to book an appointment with a psychiatrist and talk with him. Personally, from my research, I was wondering if I had some form of maybe of ADD. But talking with the psychiatrist, he determined that he would prefer first trying anxiety meds. So that's why I'm taking anxiety meds since Saturday. And yeah, we're gonna see with what happens with those, and if those don't really work, or then maybe ADD and like Ritalin and stuff like that. I don't know. We all struggle with that. Yeah, but the thing is, and I'm not going to go into details because it's like, but the thing is, I fucked shit up in my life. Like everyone struggles with doing things and discipline. I have what's the right word for it? I have neglected really important things in my life consistently. And then there are moments where I stop neglecting them and I take care of them, and then there are moments where I neglect them again. And I'm tired of it. I just want a solution for now. I'm ready to try anything. Everything I've tried in the past 20 years hasn't worked. That's what I told the psychiatrist. Like, everything I've tried until now hasn't worked, so I'm here. Here's my situation. I told you how I feel. I told you what happened. Let me know how's good, what I need to do. What's my age? I'm 32. I might have something wrong with me. When my mother was alive, she was a nurse, and I had to take some weaker form pills for exams. Maybe if you think you might need medication, you should go see a psychiatrist, not a psychologist. I don't know if that language thing is the same in where you live as here, but here psychologists are only trained in therapy and they cannot prescribe medication. Psychiatrists are trained in therapy but also in medical psychology and can prescribe medication. Okay, I messed up, and it's actually 500 kilograms per day. Yeah, that's way worse. Yeah, you're living in France. Yeah, I'm living in France. What is that a reference to? Isn't it like that anywhere, I thought? I don't know. It's like a language thing, so there's no guarantee it's the same everywhere. Dude, where is... Open file location. Yeah, I guess I have to run as administrator. Oh, yeah, that was it. I had to run as an administrator. Never mind. Oh no. Oh no. Did a quick Google search? Nope, they can't, so I should go to a psychotherapist. Okay, there you go. See? Good thing I talked about it. Okay, last time we played this game, I was in... I don't know where I am. Even a spherical cow calculation is going to be in the right order of magnitude for this, yeah. Spherical cows. Fuck, where am I? Fuck, why is there a sound? Why is there someone running? Why is there a voice saying, do not be afraid? Fuck! What's the button to it? Fuck, I hate this game. Oh, fuck, I stepped into it. There are no voices? Oh no, don't tell me that. Wait, I didn't hear that voice. Oh, you're gonna hear it again. God, I fucking hate this game. Here, when I stepped in here. Oh god, we don't hear it anymore. Ah! Fuck yeah, it was just me blinking. Okay. I don't like this corridor. Okay, never mind. I don't like this place. Fuck! What was that sound? Why is there blood here? Oh no, this fucking place. God, I fucking hate it. I do have a gas mask though, so I could try to cross it. Oh no. A checkpoint lockdown. There's nothing I can do here. How do I save? Oh, okay, progress saved. There we go. Yeah, I remember this. Put on the gas mask. Object class Euclid, cognitohazard. Doesn't seem like a good meme. Okay, I can't open it anyways. Oh no! No, 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 no. No, 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 no. We are not dealing with that shit right now. Fuck. Not peanut guy. No! Stupid fuck. Shit! No! White peanut. Ah, God, the save is here. Oh man, I'm going again. Shit, Okay, I'm sorry. I'm confused. Fuck. I'm confused. This game's scary as fuck. I'm so This game is super scary, dude. I can't. I hate horror games. Okay. Okay, is Peanut Guy gonna be here again? Shit! Fuck me. Yeah, the reloading doesn't change his position. I just have to leave now and find him again somewhere else. Oh. I don't know what to do. I guess I explore somewhere else. FR, French. If it's French, it's nice. Don't need to speak English. Yeah, ouais, tu peux me parler en français. No! No! Not the fucking teddy bear. Fuck no. Fuck no. I tend to dislike horror games because either I ignore it because it's not real and then it's just a meme and loses all the horror aspect, or I let myself get scared and then I feel bad about being scared. I just feel bad. You can change his position by blinking, I think. Yeah, you can, but I don't know how it works. I don't know if I can manipulate it. I'm assuming he's going to come towards me, is the problem I have. Yeah, I just get scared and that's it. Ah, nickel, parce que je veux pas ressentir mes compétences médiocres d'anglais. Et... juste, je vais surtout parler en anglais parce que, bon, il y a des gens à qui je parle dans une autre communauté en ligne. Oh, this one's off, ok. Et eux, ils parlent anglais. C'est un stream multilingue. Okay, I'll save here. Have you ever played Dead Space? No, never. So you move with your eyes closed if you know where he is because he doesn't move while your eyes are closed? Something like that? No, he only moves while your eyes are closed. It's the contrary. Uh-oh. Whenever there's an achievement unlocked, it's a bad sign. Bad fucking sign. Oh. I think I just fell down a pit. Fuck. I walked into a hole and I fell. Oh, man. Oh, so you gotta manipulate so he doesn't block the door. What's the point of this game? The point of this game... Are you familiar with the SCP stories skits? Niveau compréhension, j'ai aucun souci, je suis quasi bilingue, mais je veux pas m'ennuyer à parler anglais. Ah, no problem. I'll respond in English then. Disons que je manque un peu de vocabulaire, sinon je gère très bien l'anglais. Okay. So the point of this game is that you're one of the D-class people, and there has been a containment breach. The entire site is fucked. Everyone's either dead, or in some bad situation, and like half the SCP beings have been, let's say, liberated. Uh-oh. I don't know what that is, but I don't want to know. I don't want to know what that is.
Hey, who's there?
No, no, no.
Who's that?
Oh, there you are.
No! No! Fuck. I don't know what I'm running from. I don't know what I'm doing. Ah! Fine, at least it seems... No! No! Ah, fuck! It seems slow, but... Oh my fucking god. D-Class is a death row inmate, yeah. The dogs can't see you, only hear you. Oh, they can't hear me. Oh, fuck, I shouldn't have read that. Well, that actually makes it a lot easier. Then I can just sneak around. But I guess I could have guessed. If I think back to what happened right there, it actually makes a lot of sense. And yeah, I was thinking that I needed the hand to, like, for fingerprints. So if I just sneak around crouched, then I should be okay. Right? SCP-939 is so cool. This is SCP-939? Oh. I did not know that. SCP-DZ. These nuts? Is that the joke? Alright, let's go get the hand again. Looks like you're facing Canadian allegations in Twitch. Oh yeah, the dogs. By the way, are you Canadian? No, I live in France. I'm American, but I live in France. There are night vision goggles in one of the halls down there. Okay.
Hey, who's there?
Don't make any sound. Fuck was that? The fuck was that? Or is it the dog making that sound?
Who the hell is that? Show yourself. Show yourself.
Fuck, this is so fucking
Who's
scary.
that? Show yourself.
Show yourself.
Oh, there you are. Oh, there you are.
Oh my god. Storage area 3C. Oh, that's what the lever opens. Okay. Is that dog talking? Yeah, it's the dog talking. I think it's one of those SCPs that's like a monster, but it imitates I have a vague memory of it. It like imitates human voices in order to attract humans to eat them.
For a moment there. I thought I lost you for a moment there.
Fuck, it still hears me when I'm crouched.
Hello?
He was born in America, that might be why. Yeah, yeah. I was born in the US. Oh, there was an intercom there? Are you sure?
Oh, thank God. It's just somebody else. Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Oh, there you are.
Fuck, dude.
Oh, there you are.
That did not open the thingy I thought it would open.
Show yourself. Who's there? Who's there? Show yourself. Show yourself.
Stop, shut up.
Who's there?
You think I can cross over here? Is your character saying anything? It's all the monster. This is all the monster. It's copying voice lines that it heard. So those are probably the voice lines that it last heard. Oh. Night vision goggles. But with limited battery use. I'm gonna save again here. Maybe one day he'll identify as Korean. That's what Toyu you were hearing when someone called out to Clarkson. What? Okay, so this is an elevator shaft, actually, right? Yeah. Dude, I don't know. Like, I activated that lever, but I don't know what I'm looking for, other than... otherwise. Nothing back here. Ton français est quand même excellent. I've been living in France for ever since I was 5 years old. That's the thing. My parents moved here when I was 5. What's the chinchilla topic this week? There's no chinchilla panel this week. He's on vacation. So the panel's on vacation too. We got our Tuesday free. We can do other stuff. We can chill without chin. Only chillin', no chin. I don't know what that lever did, dude. I think I just leave. Is there a veranda? Oh, yeah, we need to set up a veranda. I talked to Melon a bit earlier today, but I need to... she was busy and she had to leave. I couldn't finish our conversation. I'll talk to her tomorrow, see if we can...
What the hell is that?
See if we can set up a veranda. Fuck.
Oh God. What the hell is that?
Okay, good. I think we just leave here, honestly. I didn't find anything else. I'm his French teacher. He's my second best. Yeah, fuck off. And before we go up and Peanut guy's fucking waiting up there. That's all you need? Cool. Jesus Christ, dude. Do we want to go back to that other area? I wonder. Oh, security clearance 2 or higher. Oh, jeez, dude. I'm gonna try it. Okay. Oh, fuck, it's this thing again. Fuck, I hate this thing. This game has the meme multiplayer mode too. I didn't know. I'd never heard about a multiplayer mode in this game. Je reviens, je vais juste prendre des médicaments pour soigner mon rhume. Je déteste it. Yeah, I hate being sick too. I had a bad cold last week as well. You'll have to visit the zombies, I think, to get a level 2. I know of one other way to get a level 2, because the reason I'm playing this game is because I saw a streamer I like playing it, and because of that I know a good way of getting a better key card, and it's to find the SCP, that the machine that lets you upgrade the things. I don't remember the code name for the SCP. Oh no! I just heard Rock grating. I think he's close. Oh no. Oh fuck, it's the infinite corridor again. $9.14, yeah. The fuck is this? I do not think I've been here. Wait, what? Oh shit, is he in there? Oh. Ah! Fuck! I think I wasn't sure I saw him in there. Fuck! Ah, you fucking asshole. Fuck me. I can't, I don't know which side of the room he's in. Oh, he's to the right? Yeah, that seems like he's to the right. Fuck! I'm locked in. Fuck me. He's camping, yeah, I know. No, I'm stuck. Ah. Yes. Holy shit. I need to save. Fuck! I hear the rock scraping, the stone scraping behind me. Oh, little security clearance 3 or higher. Oh no! Oh no 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 no! Oh no 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 no! Oh no 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 no! I know what that is, and that is not good. Fuck. Oh, fuck me. No. Stop laughing at me. No! Fuck. No, voilà. Oh. Fuck. I love the old man SCP. Like, I fucking hate him. Oh my god. I don't even see what you're dying to. Oh, I was dying to the SCP-173 is the peanut looking guy. He basically when you blink or you stop looking at him, he teleports to you and he snaps your neck. That's why you don't see what I die to. He just teleports to me and I die. Can you smell the rock? Well, it's just when I hear the scraping stone. Maybe what I heard was SCP-106. There's like distinctive sound cues to them, right? The peanut is the best SCP. Yeah. What do you even need to do in that room? I don't know. I need to explore. That's the thing. I'm exploring the facility, and I'm trying to find the different SCPs and things that will help me get out of here. Do you think this game is good for your anxiety? It's not good or it's not bad for my anxiety. It's just the game. That doesn't really matter. Just run past him should work, right? No. First off, I was in a dead end. I was in a dead end, so there was nothing that I don't remember there being a separate passage I could take in that area. And secondly, if I let him capture me, that's like really, really bad for me. And I'm most likely dying. I might not die, but most likely I'm dying. He like teleports me to an alternate dimension where he tortures me and like stuff. Okay. I don't think this is bad for my anxiety thing, because my anxiety thing is more like IRL problem type thing. But it's sure as fuck not making me feel good. That's why I'm not good at playing horror games. Now I'm stuck here again. I don't know where to go. Okay, teddy bear isn't here anymore. Containment log. Oh, SCP-008 is fucking zombies. That much I know. and like other shit. God, this game. That's the gas chamber. I don't know, man. I have anxiety and I can't play them because my fight or flight response is super sensitive. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. Oh yeah, this is near the starting area. Oh, this is the infinite corridor. Alright. Yeah, this is the starting area. This game is so better during the night than the day. Yeah, I know. You live in France, so it's night for... Yeah, it's almost midnight. Did you finish Deus Ex? No. I finished that mission. Neyman has never finished a game. That's not true. I finished plenty of games. I didn't finish Deus Ex yesterday. I stopped when you saw me stop. I didn't want to continue it today. I wanted to play some SCP. I was postponing this for a long time. What the fuck? Oh shit! I actually opened the door. Oh no! Oh no! I need to go back there at some point, is the problem. I know there's some good shit in there. This doesn't look good. The card was on the table to the right. I know, but there was the peanut guy. Have you played Soma? No, never. Where do you live in France? Yeah, I live in Paris. You want me to go back? I'll go back. Maybe peanut guy isn't there anymore, right? I believe. Ah! Fuck. I bet he's still there. Peanut guy is friendly, he just wants to hug you. I know. I don't want the hug. Hey look, he isn't here anymore. Perfect. Oh shit. That's all the stuff, right? Yeah. Cool. Wait a second. Wait a second. What's that key card? Level 2 keycard. Can I open anything with the level 2 keycard? I don't remember being able to, like, seeing anything I could open with it. Hello, 79. How are you? How are you, the corrupt AI? Wait, is that what I'm hearing? The corrupt AI? Jesus Christ. I guess we continue exploring down here. I don't need the level 1 keycard, do I? Anymore? Yes, 914. Keep it for 914, okay. How about some of these nuts? I don't fucking like this place. Oh. The fuck is this? This doesn't look like I should... Fuck! No! No! Please, no. No, he's there! I see his eyes! No! No, 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 let me go! Fuck! No! 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 What the fuck is that? Okay, that model was super scuffed. I'll grant you that. I panicked and I took the elevator and then I was stuck. Fuck me. Do all SCPs just one-shot you? No, this one doesn't one-shot me, for example. This one, as you can see, it teleports me into a weird world. It teleported me here, into this world where... I need to, find a way out of it. Fuck, I don't know what killed me. Is this a book programming? This seems like something he would torture you with. No, it actually isn't. Fuck. That's the way to go. Look for a way down. Yeah, I've... Platformer gameplay. Yeah, platformer gameplay. Au début, sur l'écran avant la cellule de 173, quand tu le regardes, tu pouvais le voir apparaître une demi-seconde. Ouais, j'ai cru... I thought I saw him on the TV screen, but I wasn't sure. Okay, I need a short break. Bathroom break. Ah no, 79. Yeah, I actually saw the first session, because okay, you tuned in. I had already played a short 20-minute session the first time I played this game, and I saw him on one of the video screens. Okay, I gotta go pee. I'll be right back. Enjoy some relaxing music, actually, while I'm peeing. Okay. Okay, I'll be honest. I know I have no endurance when it comes to those kinds of games. I really don't. I think I'm gonna stop here. I'm kind of limited to short streams anyways because it's because of the work I'm doing right now. People run. Yeah. All right. Thanks for watching. Hope you had fun. I had a lot of fun. I just need to clean all the crap out of my pants. And yeah, good stream today. We learned about pyramids. We learned about Hermione being in ancient Egypt. You must do a hug to 173. Yes, I'll go into bed and think about hugging 173 really tight, really comfy hugs for 173. I agree. All right. Anyways, hey, I see there's a couple people in Twitch chat there. I don't think you guys ever followed me. If you want to follow me, that'll be really cool. It doesn't cost you anything. Show support for the stream and the algorithms, and also maybe you'll come back and watch me another time if you know I'm there on the left on Twitch and stuff. So you know you can if you want to throw me that follow button. You can also go check out my YouTube channel. I got videos right now. The latest one is sheep. It's just some like Age of Empires memes from when I played it, and also y'all gotta check out endurance. That's the most important meme to check out when you're new to the channel. We learned a little more about ourselves along the way. Exactly. We learned that I fucking hate horror games, and I'm still gonna play it. 173 will go at you when you'll sleep. I know. I try not to think about that. Okay. Anyways, thanks for watching. Love y'all. Bye.
It's num.
Hey, thanks for the follow, Fox. I got bye. Bye, Dark Messiah Soul. Alright, bye everyone.